Oh, I don't have my shit.
Oh, yeah, the Outhouse is right
yes,
there.
you need it. He's getting up.
Yes, he's already getting up. That's great. That's record time, I think. So, yeah, when you want to talk, when you want to address the audience, that's right.
We're back.
There.
I just forgot what I was doing.
He forgot. You want to...
Welcome, Outhouse Podcast, where we talk shit about shit.
We're definitely gonna have to record you from the radio station, man. You got the voice.
Thank you, vocal fry.
That's some shit. I don't know where my things are. Oh, I found it.
Where we grow the
There.
hits at the media farm.
Came true. Right then, are you one of us? Are you? Look, can't see it because it's green. Looks like a toilet.
With envy.
The green-eyed monster.
Toilet face.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Outhouse Podcast.
Where we
And remember, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse Podcast, its affiliates, its guests, or even us. This show is just for entertainment purposes only.
Just screwing around.
That was left-handed. You see how badass that was?
You've been practicing.
I didn't, actually.
You're watching Rick Smith card videos.
Why did I just hear an echo like a... Oh, you did it. I was like, what the...
Eddie's getting good at
I
it.
don't have my quarters.
Oh, you don't need them.
my
You
quarters.
can't cuss.
You can't
My
use
quarters.
the F-bomb.
They're right there. Ah, get them.
In lieu of
What's
cussing,
up, Gary?
in lieu of quarters, I'll just kick you in the nuts. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
And if you
And remember, Gattuso's Music, 1300 Market Avenue Northeast, Sparta Lounge, 1101 12th Street Northwest, where you get them good-ass steaks and seafood.
Yum.
Go on down there and tell them the Outhouse sent you, the Outhouse Podcast, to get yourself a drink on me. Come on down here and buy yourself a T-shirt. Get one of our Hey Nick T-shirts right here at the back. Oh, you're killing me. He unfolded my shirt and I had it right here.
Oh, man.
It's right there.
I blew it. I blew it.
And you know how anal I am. I can't continue on without doing it right.
Oh, he said
He's-
painal.
He's anal.
Very painal.
Why do I hear an echo? Is that my phone or your phone?
Oh, somebody.
not my phone.
My phone.
I'm turned down all the way.
I was like, why am I hearing myself?
There we go.
It was you.
Zachary.
Welcome back to the
Susie,
show.
yeah. Sounds like
Oh,
my
yeah.
chicken coop.
And we got Al
Probably
back
does.
there as always.
Don't forget Planet Art, 1524 Fulton Road, Northwest.
The mighty
And Humble
Orock.
Creatures at 3123 Cleveland Avenue. If you say the F word, the quarters go here.
That
And
counts
then they
for
would go there
Seamus,
to the
too.
Humble Creatures. What's up, everybody? Is it me or is it hot in this sumbitch?
It's just you.
It's a little warm. I'll agree with that. You have sleeves on today, too.
There he's going.
And we have Otto back.
Hey.
Otto
Back from the
Erotica.
sickness. He was down with the
I was
sickness.
Down.
Yeah, boy.
And you got our guest for us, so who is this that's sitting across the way?
Seamus
The hot
Orock,
seats.
the legend.
Seamus
The myth,
Orock.
the legend, the man himself.
This guy's got all kind of cool stuff going on.
Seamus Orock!
Sunday.
How much to get you to follow me around everywhere I go and do that?
Not too much. I'm broke, man.
How much you got?
Cheap ho, that one over there.
So yeah, this guy's affiliated with a radio station.
He got all kind of stuff
Can
going
talk
on.
about, and he's got all kind of. Well, lately people been donating instruments to him, so I think he
Donating.
has a music store at his
Yeah, I'm
house
gonna
now. So,
be competing with Gattuso's for weird instruments.
yeah,
We got
church organ for
dulcimers.
sale. Got an Appalachian dulcimer.
We got electric
Wow.
dulcimers. I put pickups in them.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
They got didgeridoos.
We got rain sticks and didgeridoos too.
I got a nice 1920s banjolele straight off the back of a hobo from the 1920s.
Nice.
Nice.
I like to play with
got
my
the hobo,
banjo
too.
lately. You got the hobo too?
Yeah, it preserves
I got
the
a
basement.
Gatanjo.
Wow,
Keep them on ice.
sweet. It probably makes good moonshine, so
Yeah.
you got
Well-
that going for him.
Rascally raccoons like moonshine. No, you gotta watch out. They'll get in your chicken coop, kill all your chickens.
Sounds like a song.
They will.
Yeah.
Dennis was just talking about that the other day. He had some problems with raccoons getting in there and killing his chickens.
His chickens? I didn't
Yeah.
know he had chickens.
Oh, he's got chickens, rabbits, turkeys.
Nice.
Shh, you're gonna let all the raccoons know.
If it ain't the raccoons, it's gonna be the badgers. One of the two.
What else he got? He just got rid of the female in the house.
The female badger.
In the
No,
house,
the
or-
female lady that was living with him.
Oh.
It wasn't his
to
girlfriend.
make
it
some
was-
room for the badger.
So he had a
No, it was this
two-legged
other
deer.
guy's girlfriend slash wife.
He had a three-legged asshole with two legs.
We got Seamus here. Say hello to my little shillelagh.
Sounds like ukulele. You guys got a ukulele? I see a lot of guitars. I don't see any ukuleles.
There's
in
one
here.
back there.
There
I
is?
got
Yeah.
one,
I
son.
play me a mean ukulele.
You know some of the obscure ones. What's the Greek guitar called?
Oh, I don't know.
if it's
I'm
in
mostly ukulele straight up. Wait, Greek, like,
Right.
It's called guitarius.
It's actually a nice one.
I can't believe
Ukulelis.
do you know what ukulele means?
I can't
No.
believe no one got it.
Uku is a Hawaiian word for flea, and lele is jump. So
Flea jumper.
Got me one of them there flea
jumping
jumps.
flea.
You would know you were in Hawaii
Here,
for like.
kitty, kitty. You know I can't leave without my guitar string.
Yeah, I was a Hawaii tour guide for about a decade, so I know a lot about ukuleles.
Yeah.
A
Actually,
Hawaii
it's
tour
actually
guide?
ukulele. But
Ukulele.
I've been back here
Ukulele.
long enough that I'm getting back my Midwest accent, and I'm saying yeah. a lot.
Jeez, you know what? A couple of guests ago, we had Mike O'Man, and he was in Hawaii for a while. I wonder if you guys crossed paths. So, yeah.
There's a few men out there. I mean,
He
I
worked in
prefer
the-
the Wahines.
They're probably
if you know what I
hanging out.
mean.
'Cause, you know, they don't like them.
Right.
They don't like those
Haole.
homelanders or whatever. There's what they call us,
mainlanders?
mainlanders.
Yeah.
They
So
call 'em-
Son of a bitches.
They call fellas like us haole, haole. Ha is the breath of life. So the native Polynesians would greet each other by putting their foreheads together, and then they breathe out, and thus sharing the breath of life. And so when the
Here's my
Westerners came, they're
stinky
like,
breath,
"Hey,
bro."
how you doing?" They
Right.
call him haole. Means you got no soul.
Right.
Oh wow! So he was the other guy that looked like you. So you guys waved at each other every day. Like,
And
Hey,
you
man.
were there for a decade?
Yeah.
You have to love Spam.
Oh, yeah, I really do like spam. Actually, they have a spam festival there every May. But it's one of those things that we're like around here. We're like, we don't like spam, but if you do it right, spam's fabulous.
Oh yeah.
most people don't know what spam stands for.
Especially processed American meat. I think it's spicy ham or something.
Lips
No, I
and
thought it
asses,
was,
son. Don't let them kid you. It's lips and asses.
some pathetic ass meat.
Did you-
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Some
Something like
people
that.
think it's gross, but I don't know. I love the taste of animal lips.
Yeah. It's no
So
different
on-
than eating.
When I was a kid, we were so poor. Our spaghetti was
That's a Chinese girl going down a sliding board.
wow.
Dope.
Wow.
Was that racist? I didn't mean to be racist.
No.
It was just a joke.
It was just
She ain't had no underwear on. Does that make the joke get a little better?
you all.
Understand it now?
Well, but do people don't realize because it's vertical and not horizontal?
Right.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, honestly, one thing that's cool about Hawaii is that it's the most racist and the least racist place in the world. It's
How
just
so?
such
Oh, I
it's
thought
just
that
such a
was
melting
Canton.
pot of races that they instead of people kind of embrace it. You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
and everyone just kind of makes fun of each other and just don't
That's
let it
what's
get to
up.
them. You know.
That's
Whereas
the
when
best
everyone-
way to be.
That's the
you're so
American way
sensitive, you know?
there.
All right.
Did you ride any cockroaches while you was there?
Oh yeah, there's a few of those.
Did you ride any waves while you were there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've had a few waves ride me.
I bet.
Yeah, right. That's something I always wanted to do there.
Yeah, that's fun.
Did you
No, it's
go on
hard,
the
it's really
set of Lost? While you was there?
No, but I got on the set for the second Jurassic World movie. I was tour guiding at the time, and we had this gentleman, which was by himself in the back of the bus, and we're doing introductions on the way to the first stop, and this guy, like, he didn't want to talk about who he was or anything, and just was really off, like, kind of just didn't want to say much, kind of like kind of past me, and some girl's like, you sound like someone famous, and he's like, they're all like, oh, who's he sound like? He's like, oh, I don't know, he's like Robert De Niro. Anyways, the guy ended up being Ted Levine. He's one of those character actors that's been in a lot of stuff. Everyone knows his face, but nobody knows his name.
Right?
Yeah. But great guy. Got to know him. Actually started selling him some weed there for a little bit.
Nice.
And that's all I got on the set. He brought me out there.
Oh, you know what? He's like throwing stuff now. Like he's going, damn it, the cat's out of the bag. I smoke weed.
Yeah. Like really cool guy. He hates Hollywood. Lives in a ranch outside. It's Central California. Has like a girlfriend that's like 25 years old. And he's like 65. I don't know. It's cool. He's the bad guy. He's killing all the dinosaurs in that movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Nice.
But believe it or not, there was no dinosaurs there to be killed that I saw.
Seriously?
But they do have a
for
tour.
sure.
The place milks the fact that they did the viewings there, and they do these like 4-wheeler tours where they have like the footprints of the dinosaurs still there or whatever, just like different stuff there on the sets.
Is that a guy? The footprints of the dinosaurs? He has like a robe on with little footprints on.
Yeah,
and
no, it's a
stuff,
couple of guys.
crown,
It's a couple of guys and gals. They wear these. You seen camouflage? They just lay down in the form of the footprint. Yeah, it's 4-wheelers. You go right over. It's really
nice.
Cool.
It's kind of like in Arizona when you ride in the desert and you run over homeless people all over the place.
Yeah, there's plenty of those out there too.
Yeah. Oh, out there in that well, that's not
Homeless
Arizona,
in
that's
Hawaii.
California.
Yeah.
That what's they call that slab city? You ever know what that?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All them
It's
homeless.
pretty
It's lawless. And I was watching this thing the other day where this lady was talking about like San Francisco and where would the football team come from out? Oakland. And a couple other. It's lawless out there.
Lawless.
Lawless. These cats out there are just tearing shit up. There's an app you can get on your phone in San Francisco that'll tell you where the shit piles are on the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Honolulu's bad, but the only place I've been to that was worse is definitely San Francisco. It's terrible. They've just completely taken over.
They said it smells like piss. You just walk down the road. It's
Which is crazy
disgusting.
because the property values there are astronomical.
Insane.
And I was at the time. Last time I was there, I was living in a $2,000 small little 1-bedroom apartment in Honolulu, and I go to visit a friend in San Francisco, and she's got a little 1-bedroom, and she's like, "Yeah, it's $3,500, but I only get that price because I've been here since 1991.
Yeah, right.
They have this rent control, and it's like, my landlord wants to kick me out so she can get $6,000 for it, and it's like, like he's talking about you go outside, and it's
That's
wild.
why the rent is so high, because people pay that much so they can be inside away from the disgusting things outside the doors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So before Hawaii, where are you from?
I'm from here, from Canton, Massillon area.
Canton.
Yeah, I had to get out as soon as possible. So
When you were out there, did you
Now
tell
he's
everybody you were from UCLA? Upper Canton, Lower Akron?
yeah. I just heard one recently too. Someone said they're from LA, and they're like, "Oh, I'm from LA, Lower Alabama." But something along those lines. No, I definitely did not claim this area too much. But it is. But over time, you start to. I was young when I first moved out there, but over time, you start to gain appreciation for your home, I guess, and coming back has definitely done that much more for me. Like you were talking about how beautiful your motorcycle ride was before, and I was thinking about, I never used to think of this as a beautiful place, and you would think going to a more beautiful place would make you think it's less beautiful, but it's not that way at all. It just makes you appreciate the different kind of beauty.
Right.
My girl, she's from Texas, and talking about the changing of the leaves, that's something that
There's
not
no
everyone
beauty
gets to
there,
enjoy.
son.
Yeah, Texas sucks. People like it, but I think Texas sucks.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah,
The peanut galleries over there.
Better keep your
Backing
ass
you
out
up
of
on that.
Texas, boys.
people up here are like, why would you leave Texas? 'Cause that's where we most recently came from. We're like, Texas sucks.
What part of Texas?
We were in Dallas area.
Yeah.
That's like anywhere, but it's a place called Denton. Basically, I left I was
Denton.
in the tour industry, and then COVID happened, and then there was no tourism industry.
You said
And
Denton.
so I tried to take a quick little 6 to 8 month hiatus and go work for my brother's construction company. And I, within the first month, met this girl on a dating app site, and we've been in Texas, and we've been together ever since.
She was
so.
like searching for,
Denton.
let's see, leprechaun rock
someone
and
to get me
roller.
out of Texas.
Gary
And she
says,
found
for
it.
some reason, we always come back. So that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
And you're back. He said everyone likes spam
Yeah. Yeah,
earlier.
I was married to a Japanese girl before, and so this girl was basically the polar opposite of her in every way.
Yeah.
So
So
Did
you
she-
know all about that.
Did she love you long time? Or
You've been married already?
yeah. I'm
How old
divorced,
are
believe it
you?
or not. How old do you think I am?
If I had to guess, I was going to guess like
About maybe
27, 28.
95, no, 30.
He lived there a decade. I don't think he moved there when he was 15.
Well,
so-
I don't know. Right, that's what threw me.
I'm 33.
33 vertebrae.
Rolling rock.
You're that magical age.
Jesus.
That's right.
Right?
33 degrees.
You think you'll fare a little
Mason.
better than
33
Jesus
degrees,
Christ? Or
that's
what?
right.
It would be my honor to die for all of your sins if that's what the big man wants.
Right.
But I'll stick around too. Stick around and party a little bit.
We want you
Just
to
like
stick
Jesus would
around.
want.
We need our artists.
So were you like a Canton McKinley, Glen Hoover, Central
believe it or not,
Catholic?
I was like a weird, smart kid that was like kind of sick when he was little, and like was then homeschooled for a while, and so I was kind of like a little Doogie Howser, like Kids Jeopardy kind of little nerd kid. And when I finally went to school, my brothers were going to this weird Mennonite school out in Wayne County, and I went there for a couple years, and then ended up going to Tuslaw.
Tuslaw.
In 8th grade, and then
Did you know any of the Van Dress family? They had family out there in Tuslaw.
nah,
Or no, wait,
I-
never mind. They were Fairless. My bad.
oh, that's Tuslaw's Art
Sorry,
Travels.
cuz.
Yeah.
My cousins
know.
probably know them, though.
Yeah.
My cousins, 7 boys went to Fairless
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
back in the day.
Man, Fairless had beautiful
Tussler.
cheerleaders.
Them there D4 boys.
You went to Coleslaw,
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw, they got the one up on us every time.
right?
Not
Well,
that
did you like the girls with hairy legs at Tuslaw or no?
I mean, I didn't know about the girls with hairy legs, man. Maybe they're hiding them from me, man. I don't know. I always found that being at a small school at Tuslaw, like where it's all like, I don't know, I guess like slightly hillbilly, but also slightly parents kind of have money kind of place.
Sure.
There's not, everyone was kind of like a little bit preppy, so I had to go for girls at other schools because I was coming up right when MySpace came out, right, and I had a band, so you had to get those girls that didn't actually know how much of a nerd I was.
Yeah, I get it.
And actually, just
You'll be like, oh, Johnny's got a
Yeah.
guitar.
exactly.
I'll suck your.
Exactly, and totally make sure they never.
That's why I got into
see them
music.
for that.
Shit.
Your shillelagh.
Leave town.
Did you hang out at Dalton Dairyette back in the day?
Dude, funny fact about Dalton Dairyette is
Leave
my
town,
grandmother worked at Dalton Dairyette for a very long time. My mother worked at Dalton Dairyette her whole way through college alongside my grandmother.
Wow.
My grandmother, rest in peace, Doris Riders, and was an angel, and she held that Dalton Dairyette down for a long time. And they don't have milkshakes quite like they did when she was
They
there.
probably made my onion rings back in the day. Then,
Probably.
so, yeah.
She probably did it with pride and joy.
Yeah, they were
She's a
good.
good woman.
That place rocks.
Yeah, no Dalton Dairyette.
It's like never not busy. When
Yeah.
if it's open, they're busy. Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's my mom was, her family's like Dalton, Ohio to the T. Like she has a million siblings and they have a million kids. There's like 40 of us first cousins basically on her side or something like that, and they all have children, and they're basically anyone that goes to Dalton pretty much went to school with one of them. But my grandpa, he like worked at the hardware store, and my grandma worked at the Dalton area.
yeah.
And you just see Dalton Hardware, Dalton area. Yeah, they're
Sure.
Super
so
Dalton.
heading back towards Massillon, do you remember where the State Highway Patrol was on 172?
Yeah.
So just down from that was a salvage yard, Grand Central Auto, and across from that was a rust proofing place. I think it was
Yeah.
called Zach Pappas maybe or
It's
something.
the
but-
East Greenville area, I believe.
yeah, so I worked across the street from the rust proofing place, and that guy would go out on a Saturday and read the paper on a bench So we would call, and he didn't have a cordless phone, so he would walk in. We'd wait,
Go grab his
almost
paper.
to the phone, and we'd hang up, and then we'd wait for him to come all the way back and start reading his paper, and then we'd call, and he'd like get up, and we just thought that we were dicks, obviously, but
I'm pretty
we
sure
thought that was hilarious.
my current roommate actually worked at that place. I'm trying to remember the name of it. They do like painting and stuff too.
Well, not that place, not
Okay,
the that was.
Yeah, they were.
Stancato Auto Body back in the day, but
Okay.
this was closer to the on the other side of Kenyon Road.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah,
all right, cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I grew up right off like Kenyon and
Yeah, I know that
93.
area. Yeah, my buddy
Kenyon Road.
Brian, his dad had the welding place right there.
Okay, did you know
on that
Kimmins
stretch.
Road?
Who?
Kimmins Road?
No.
Yeah, okay. It was weird when I was little. There was like a big farm that would take up most of the street, and then they sold off the farm in little divots. So there's like all these houses coming. And now I went out there to see someone not too long ago, and there's this gigantic. It says Freedom Farm or Freedom Ranch or something. And there's just like this giant like horse breeding ranch there. That, like,
Man.
how the hell did they fit that in there? Like, where did that even come from? You know, that's very bizarre.
What was the name of is it like Aqueduct or something? That little
Aquadale?
the Aquadale. Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
man.
I looked at a house in there one time.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the veterinary clinic there.
No, there's like a little pond with a bunch of brick houses built around it right there on that
okay,
stretch.
right.
Yeah.
She's a brick.
House.
Do you remember the Amish girl from Tuslaw that got
You do.
shunned from the Amish community for being a whore?
At Tesla?
Yeah, they said she slept with 10 men a night.
You know what you buy a Amish girl for Christmas?
What?
Some D batteries.
I did spend a lot of time around some Amish people, though. I mean, as I said, my older brothers went to that Mennonite school out in
Then you should know about them
Amish, there's
hairy
a lot
legs.
There's a lot of Amish folk out there in Kidron. We used to go down like their little Kidron auction there on Saturdays,
Yeah.
and started off buying like rubber band guns, and then we were buying like pocket knives, and then we were buying switchblades, and then we were buying fucking BB guns, and we were buying 22s. It's like
Right. The
sell
ninja
to-
stars were badass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous that
And
they
they
would
all
sell
had
that to a
that-
child.
That little bit of an accent that I'm not exactly sure
yeah.
how to do, but it's kind of like that.
Pennsylvania Dutch accent.
It's
Yeah,
a
pretty
bit
good.
like that is.
I want to jump on that dog pile. You know, there's this Amish guy, and he marries this young-looking lady, and after the ceremony's over, the minister comes up and goes, you know, she don't look old enough to have hair down there. And the Amish guy goes, she will tonight.
Heyo.
I got a phone thing too. When I was in auto mechanics in school, my teacher was an asshole, boy. And in the shop class, they had a phone that would ring in from the offices, or other people could call in straight in, like the public, to make an appointment to bring their cars in for us to work on.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of class, we'd go over and unplug the what do you call that?
Yeah, the receiver.
The
whatever.
receiver or whatever. Just barely unplug it from the base unit. Phone would ring. He'd go all the way across the shop. Ring, ring, ring. He'd grab, Glenn Ocado! Glenn Ocado! Hello? God damn it! Click! He'd hang it up and start walking
A lot of
away and
phone
ring
sabotage.
again. He'd grab it. Glenn Ocado! Motherfucker! Click! And the shit would go on for like 10 minutes before he'd realize it was unplugged. And we did it every day.
And that,
Every
did you,
day.
Did you razz him then? Like, man, that might have been an important call.
No, he hated me. I didn't even talk to him. And then there was a couple other kids, or the one dude, he used to put a little squirt of transmission fluid in his coffee every morning. So,
Hey.
Ooh, that's rough.
We got another sponsor you have to shout out with Alex playing that
Oh,
guitar.
that's right. So you guys know Al's back there jamming out, and he's got a
Send us to Owl, Mikey.
Mikey.
Mikey, give us an owl
Camera
shot back
four.
there. Mr. Wallace, paging Mr. Wallace.
William Wallace.
Wallace.
Not Marcellus Wallace, though.
Camera 4. Camera 4, Mr. Wallace.
Camera 4. Was he hanging out with Bob back there now,
Must
or
be.
what? So
No,
all right.
Oh,
There we go.
there he is.
There he
Yeah.
is.
So that guitar right there was customized by our buddy Dave Krajic down at Minerva Music Center, and it kicks butt. He put some EMG pickups in it, rewired it, did his magic on the neck, and that thing is absolutely amazing. So Dave was our guest, 2 shows ago? I
Yeah.
think? Super interesting guy. Some of you guys saw that
Super
show.
interesting.
Super
Nice guy. Great
Yeah,
guy. If you're
great
out there
guy.
in that area, go buy some shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was that guitar is amazing. Now. He
Well, I
did a-
appreciate you guys preparing such a nice gift for me for coming on the show.
Yeah.
No problem. We had to have I'll get it warmed up for you.
Yeah.
All right, bring us back.
Bringing it on back. So I heard you're going to be here Sunday for the live show.
Sunday.
Chicken Coop Live.
Sunday.
My dad just bring me a ukulele.
Be there.
You'll be our first ukulele playing
I got me
person.
a one that looks like a little Les Paul. It's like
You're gonna
Nice.
do some
rocking ukulele.
Tiny Tim music.
Yeah. You know.
No, actually, you know what?
Tiptoe through the
How about that big
Tiny
Hawaiian guy?
bubble.
Yes. Definitely tiny bubbles. What about that big heavy
Tiny
Hawaiian
Tim.
guy?
Marvelous, marvelous Maui, hero of this land, the one, the only, the ultimate Hawaiian Superman. Brada Ease.
Yeah.
That guy was a legend. He was only something like 30 when he passed away. He was 720 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Big fella.
yeah, they had to
Boy.
forklift that man up onto stages, even if the stage was a single step.
Wow.
Those last
A
few years, but-
forklift.
Isn't that wild? Can you imagine?
Some people have a wheelchair. This man had a forklift.
Y'all want some shirts? Get at me.
Like,
15 on them.
Hey, Nick, that's
Extra
cheap.
large and extra large, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
That's our little saying. Hey, Nick. Oh,
We stole it from Jimmy Vallis,
So this is a
Florida.
music
Man.
show.
his cousin. Huh?
Jimmy.
This is a music show, and we always talk about music. So what's the first band you got into? And how old were you?
Is it a music show?
Sometimes.
First band I got into, it's hard to say. I had a bunch of older brothers that were, growing up in all the 90s music. Well, my parents were like real conservative Christian, and they used to like be like directors.
Amy
of-
Grant.
My mom was actually a gospel singer.
My
and-
mom is too.
Yeah, so she was doing that whole thing, and then my dad, he was like one of the directors of their live festival, so they were always like all Christian music only. Meanwhile, my older brothers were like super into like the the classic 90s stuff, your Radiohead and
Nice.
Rage Against the Machine and Beck and everything like that. But like when I got into like playing music,
F you,
first-
I won't do
I was
what you
thinking
told
the
me.
same thing. I was getting ready to do it, dude. I was just waiting for him to stop, so I wouldn't cut in on him.
oh well, whatever. I mean,
Ah.
just play whatever, I guess.
You know what's cool is that song. Is it "Wake Up"? I think's the name of that song by Rage Against the Machine. Where
That
it's like,
song?
Yeah, F you, I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah.
So I lived in
Killing in the name of.
Killing in the name of. That's it.
I was gonna
That's
say that.
right.
ain't-
Yeah. So I'm up in Detroit, and it was I don't know how long I was there, but I hear that song come across the radio, and it gets to that part, and they're saying the F word, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized it was a Canadian radio station, and they're allowed to do that.
Oh.
So that was kind of cool.
Different
Yeah.
FCC rules,
Yes.
do
Yeah, but they did it here too on Rock 107 all the time with what was it, Heaven Beside You? that
Yeah, but did they
Alice
say
in
the
Chains
F word,
song.
or did
Yes,
they?
the F word
Did
was
they
in there.
really?
Yeah, I heard.
they? No, the F word ain't in that.
Which Alice in Chains song has the F word? It's one of the slower
Man in the
ones.
Box.
No.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Or no,
but-
it says shit, not
Yeah.
the F word.
Yeah, they dropped the F bomb in one of them. It's one of the slower ones. The one with the three-legged dog on the cover, I think. Jar of Flies. But it was in
I
Creep
can't
2
think
by
of the song.
Radiohead, and I'm pretty sure they played that in its entirety on 107 too.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, the first song we ever played with like a group of guys in a band setting. I was in 8th grade, and like I said, it was my first year in public school, and it finally got me just like a kind of cool clique of friends, and they're like, all right, we're gonna start a band, and the one guy's like, all right, play guitar, and we got the pretty boy, popular kids gonna do the singing, and our other buddy's gonna play the drums, but we need a bass player. And I was like, well, my brother has a bass.
You're rich.
Wait a minute.
Good.
Wait, is your brother's black?
Something like that.
It was in his basement.
Uh-huh, sure was. It was right beside the basketball.
We get down there and it's like, I don't really know how to play this thing. And they're like, it's cool. It's
South
simple,
Park
man.
guys.
Dun, dun, dun.
He said,
Easy.
"Ow, ow, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da."
That is one of the early ones on bass.
No, it was like
that's just
it was
that
specifically Simple Man.
That and Smoke on the Water is everybody's first song they learn on guitar.
Right. I was proud because instead of doing the one string,
You did the chords?
I did the chords.
Yeah,
like,
me
wow,
too.
Wow, wow.
No,
Yeah.
I've been rediscovering the bass recently. This summer I got a bass 6, which I just found out about it, and then like I swear I manifested because I was like, this is so cool, I want one. And then all of a sudden this
He
auction site,
manifests.
like it popped. Well, I mean, just popped up on this auction site for like super cheap, and I was like watching the videos for it all the time, and so I got one. And
That was
now
your
it's
phone
Do
reading
you know what
your
that is?
mind.
It's like it's just a guitar tuned down an octave. But it's so sweet because you can play
Yeah.
you can play like chords on it and do like the bass parts.
I love
It's just-
auctions.
It's so awesome. I love it.
Auctions are
I'm not
addicting.
familiar with
I'm using it for like a lot of stuff. I like to use it as like the main deal now. You know, just do like a little rhythm part with the guitar, and then you just go do all the soloing with the bass 6. It's pretty sweet.
Well, that would be badass.
Yeah, I'll bring it on Sunday if you want to check it out. It's pretty
Heck
cool.
yeah.
The bass 6, definitely. Apparently they made them. Fender made them back in like the 60s or whatever. Beatles, a few groups used them, but then they kind of disappeared until just recently. So.
Till you bought one on an auction, and now they're
Until I brought it back single-handedly
relevant again,
by
so.
buying an auction and single-handedly bringing it back. Yeah, except for the videos that I watched and other people that were.
What's the so you had the band back in the day and stuff. What was your first big gig of any sort?
Big gig for us would be like playing a Jackson High School talent show or something.
Yeah, I mean,
'cause getting
yeah.
disqualified for not being a student.
Nice.
Or I don't know.
They're
we
like,
played-
we don't know that guy.
yeah. We played like Orange Street. There used to be around this place called Orange Street in Akron. It's not there
Street.
anymore.
I don't remember that.
It was a cool little venue.
Was that right down the road from Sesame Street? Or
I mean, yeah, it was between Yellow and Green Street.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know. We played like their park gigs and stuff. Oh, just a little,
Yellow
little
and
this
red,
and that.
wouldn't it? Make orange.
Right, yeah.
It depends on the spectrum. You got to look at the spectrum.
More recently, we just threw a little festival. The radio station that I'm working for is a fundraiser for NEOPA Progressive Arts, Neo-Progressive Arts radio station, nonprofit, community-based radio station right here in Canton, Ohio.
Nice.
That we're in the process of rejuvenating and making the coolest local music-focused radio station around. And so anyone that's local and wants to put some cool music on the radio, I basically got
Wow.
the
As soon as
free
we get
reins.
done,
I was gonna say we'll send you some here one of these
yeah,
days.
the gas
We're getting
band will
close
premiere on there because we got some
with
pretty
one song, two
some
songs.
pretty badass
Cool.
music. So yeah,
Cool, yeah. No, definitely.
that's exciting stuff though. So right now you're 102.5,
Yeah.
not the Christian 102.5.
Nope.
You're the satanic 102.5.
No, not that
so-
one either. We're the non-profit, non-discreet,
Yeah, non-binary too, or no? Just,
lot. We're, so
We don't use
neo-progressive,
pronouns here. Stop it.
It's neo-progressive, but we're also not political. It's neo-progressive arts. I mean, it's
yeah.
whatever kind of cool art you can come up with, basically. Basically, it's not connected to anything. I would like to do something like this, honestly, in every town in America. I think every town needs a locally fueled
Voice.
radio station.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, and a lot of people don't listen to regular radio anymore, where you can attach it to the internet stuff or whatever.
Right.
And we want to get a venue too, that way you can do constant shows, whether it be comedy shows, whether it be music shows, everything, but have it all tied in with the community-based radio
Right.
station. So no one owns it; the community owns it. And if a community likes a certain artist, who am I to say that because I don't like their music, that they can't have a show? You know what I mean?
That's right.
And let the people run it. And I think if we could do it really well here, we could do it really well anywhere. And I think every community could. We're getting into a time where I think a lot more people are realizing how the mainstream music industry is not really what we thought it was.
That's
and
right.
Maybe
Yeah.
is not something any of us should be sporting in any way, shape, or form. And yet we
I
have
don't know.
No
amazing.
effects.
We have amazing
Dinosaurs will
musicians
die.
all across the country living on your street, my street, and the next street over.
Right.
That, most of them never get a chance to to watch their videos, let alone get a chance to make it or anything. So,
and that runs deep, so obviously there's approved songs that they're supposed to play, and the DJs don't have personalities anymore because they
Right.
just have to do what the man says basically. But
Right.
that runs even deeper. I was at some School of Rock concerts, and there's that whole School of Rock thing that goes around, and even those songs are selected by their corporate sponsors, and some of the songs they're playing, you're like, is this the School of Rock or School of Suck? I mean, why are you doing that? And but I've learned that's why. Because the sponsor said, you've got to play this song because we use it in a jingle here and we use it in a commercial there. It was like, wow.
It's a joke. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah. So having an avenue for people to broadcast like you're talking about is really cool. I don't know anybody else doing it.
Talk shows too. I mean, like, it's a little bit different because you got to be like clean and stuff on the public radio. You can't just say whatever you want.
Right.
But at the same point, you can't say what
filter.
And also, of course, I was talking about the ads and stuff that are available for the nonprofits and stuff. You get too much telling the truth, and people like Google don't want to advertise for you anymore.
No.
So you gotta kind of weave through those things, but that you don't have to sell out to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be about, you can make everyone happy without compromising, is what I'm saying. Like,
an honest man is always in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
The truth hurts. Only your real friends will tell you when your face is dirty. Everyone else will just laugh at you.
I'd say you give them just the tip of the iceberg on the public curve, and then you'd reroute them to something like this for the real deal,
There we are.
Wow, we disappeared for a second.
Ooh la la. That's a weird change up.
Yeah.
So before we... Oh, sorry.
Dope.
We lost the camera.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like the transitions.
He broke it.
There we go. Tom has to get up again. So before we jump back too much into the forward and the now, when you were in school, did you get into like music and the arts? Were you doing theater productions and that kind of thing too? Because I heard you're into other stuff.
My mom would have loved me to have done theater. She's a theater lady. Would have gone to Broadway if she didn't have a bunch of kids, but no, I've been music
Seamus?
forever, man. My first instrument was the cello.
Oh.
Nice. I love the cello, kid.
Yeah, played the
That's
cello.
why you have such a good energy.
I did the cello, did the bassoon, and then I got into guitar and stuff.
You like those low, rich notes.
Yeah, I've been playing pretty much forever, man. But I was kind of serious about it in high school, and then when I went to Hawaii, a friend of mine. The day I got the job as a tour guide, actually, my friend gave me a ukulele and was like, "Hey, you play guitar? You should learn how to play this." And just the fact that I then would bring it with me everywhere I went, and I had a job where I had, anywhere between 5 and 30 something people that are like focused on me for their entertainment all day.
Right.
So like when I wanted to take a break from talking or whatever else, I could just start playing it. And so just playing it all the time and having it all the time, I got pretty good at it. And that kind of, when I got back here, I transitioned that back into guitar, and it was like reopened the guitar up for me.
When did you go to Hawaii? How old were you?
I was 19.
So did you graduate from here and then go there?
No, I dropped out and went and worked construction, saved some money, and paid some legal fees, and then saved some money. And I was kind of a bad kid.
Wait a minute, man. Back up. There's a story there somewhere.
There is, because he was married before. So how old were you the first time you got married?
Well, I met her when I was 21. She was 24. And then
so the legal fees were before that.
And I was.
So you were married at 21?
No, we got married maybe 2 years later. Just like 23-ish. Like 20.
About to spill that coffee on yourself, bro.
Oh, that's empty. A couple years. Yeah, we had actual marriage, but we were together for like 5 or 6 years.
Nice.
All right, let's back up to the legal fees. So that was for your.
Yeah, I was real smart. 3 weeks after turning 18, I got pulled over drunk as shit in my dad's car with some pot and a bowl. It's dumb. It was especially dumb because I was doing something called post-secondary, which is like where you go to the college for joint credit, and like if you fail those classes, you have to not only you don't get the credit for them, but you have to pay for them. And so they're like paid for the state, but unless you fail them. So I got in trouble, ended up missing my exams for it, and so I failed all those classes. And then not only did I then owe like thousands and thousands of dollars in class fees and then legal fees and stuff, but also then I wasn't going to graduate. So I went from like being on pace to graduate with like almost 2 full years of college done to like having to go repeat my senior year.
Right.
And that's after, not even being at the high school for like 2 years. So I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that.
That sucks.
Yeah, so.
Do you know why I've never had any school fees?
Why is that?
I have no class.
There you go. I like that. So I just said, screw it, man. I got a job and took off on traveling construction job and paid all that off and saved up some money and moved far away. And I still never got that diploma.
How did you pick Hawaii?
I had a buddy in Hawaii and I had a buddy in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. My best friends. And I called them both when I decided that I needed to get out of here as soon
So
as
you knew
possible.
2 dealers. One was in.
I told them both to try to sell me on, their place, and Hawaii sounded better. I was planning on going 6 months there and then 6 months to Steamboat Springs, and Hawaii turned into a decade.
As soon as you got to Hawaii, you got laid. So you were like, "This is where I'm at."
Yeah,
It's beautiful here. Almost
and the little
stateful.
flowers over here. No, yeah, it's amazing.
What's
there.
that Hawaiian lettuce like out there? Is that for real?
Oh man, God's gift is one of my favorites.
What is it? It's Maui Wowie.
Wowie, wowie, man.
It's amazing, man. You just throw seeds like along the hills and come back, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just Mother
It's the
Nature
perfect
just
place,
has
other than
everything
Northern
for it.
California.
Yeah, it's really wild. One of the places I lived on was like a ranch kind of deal where this 2 Hawaiian brothers had like 50 acres each, and the one brother had like horses and stuff, and the other brother had like this big area. He did like churches services and stuff like that. And we had like a little shack out there. We did some caretaking for the property, but we had these hiking trails all along this hill and just had seeds all along there, and it was just. And when it came time to go, we couldn't find them all, but whatever you find was just the rest. Hopefully someone else, maybe a goat, gets really high. Somebody finds it along the way. But it was a really cool spot. It was like the mountains behind us, and then down, and it kind of dropped off, and then there was the road, and then there was 3.5 miles of like white sandy beach. It was just really beautiful. Place called Waimanalo Beach.
Waimanalo, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
W-A-I means fresh water. So like Y, and then if you say Kai, K-A-I, that's salt water, like ocean.
How do you say hi? What's a popular greeting hello over there in Hawaii?
Aloha.
Aloha. What's another one? If it's your homie.
Oh, brah, how's it? How's it, brah?
That sounds like I'm playing an album backwards when you do that.
So the Hawaiians speak what's called pidgin, right? It's a dialect basically derived from all the different cultures coming working on the plantations, and English and the native language and all just kind of mixed together. But it's where like a lot of like what we would consider like surfing type of talk, kind of a lot of that derived out of like the local speak of like, oh brah, hey, that turned into hey brah,
Right?
Now, Ed, did you know that they outlawed loud laughing in Hawaii?
Why?
Well, they only permit aloha.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I wish I would have had that many years on the bus.
How's them Hawaiian ladies? They got hairy legs, or some of them?
What's up with you guys and hairy legs, man?
Well,
Otto started it.
I did. Yeah, I did start it, but
You guys are telling all those jokes about messing people on the phone. I was thinking, the days of before the days of the internet trolls, you guys were the phone trolls.
absolutely.
Oh, no.
Totally telephone terrorists.
Ring,
Trolls
hello?
for the
Is your
hairy
refrigerator running? Yes. Go catch it. Click.
Stobbles.
The original Frank Angers.
Stobbles.
We were long before that. So there were, you would call the drugstore and ask them if they had Prince Albert in a can, which is cigars, and they say, well, yes, you do. Well, you better let him out before he suffocates. Like, that was funny stuff before the internet.
Boom, got him.
Yeah,
He's
I
gonna be
like
so mad.
mine was the
I did one the other day at work again. One of them people called up. How you doing today, sir? Terrible. Oh, sir, I'm sorry. Can I help? I said, well, I don't know, man. I said, look. I said, there's blood all over the place. And he goes, what? And I said, yeah, man. I said, she wouldn't shut up. I hit her in the head with a bat. Now she ain't moving. I think she's dead. I said, and I got blood all over me, all over the furniture, all over the floor. And he goes, are you serious? And I was like, I'm serious as hell right now. He goes, I have to hang up and call 911. I was like, click.
That's how you
It
get
was
yourself
great.
in trouble.
Are you serious? Or no, he says, are you serious right now? Yeah, I'm serious
As
right now.
far as you know.
I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass.
Hello, my name is Sam. I need to
They
call
always say
911.
Yeah.
Because they call the shop, man, all day long. And sometimes like, all right, I'm going to get you this time.
Wow.
It's fun.
I wouldn't
They
make a
freak
habit out of that joke, though, because the police eventually are going to come find
Yeah,
you.
so what? No, it ain't because the police all know. If they call them and they'll be like Gattuso's, because the one of the
Somebody
dudes
just
that's affiliated, his wife is the prosecutor of Canton. So
Oh man, good. So she can get you out of jail quick.
yeah, that's right.
Probably knows some of my family member. My sister-in-law was, up until very recently, the magistrate in Canton, and she now has a law firm right there in Canton called Placas Manos, which just got the top law firm in the
all
county,
Greek
best
to
of,
me.
best of the
Right.
best. And then get this, my brother, her husband, got the runner-up best law firm of his law firm. So they got the top 2 law firms in the county in their household.
Nice. I know we were going to Christmas at.
Yeah.
We're going with Seamus.
Yep. Next time I get pulled over in Daddy's car with Lil Pat, call.
What's up, video?
Videos.
Video.
I'm going down there on the YouTube and check out some of Mid's vids.
Then go get some
Doing
mid
drum
spaghetti
stuff.
sauce.
Spaghetti
the sauce
family.
is
Get
the
you some
boss.
sauce. He the sauce
Hey,
king.
Midio, you don't know me, but our grandparents, our grandfathers were like best buddies. So yeah, Mr. Ronaldo Ventresca was actually the Italian name. So there you go.
Gary says, I answer with thanks for choosing Pizza Hut.
That's a good one.
Gary's Morgue, you stab him, we slab him.
Yeah. Fuzzy's Pool Hall. Well, I'll forget that one.
Fuzzy's Pool Hall.
Yeah, you'd answer Fuzzy's Pool Hall. We rack 'em, you crack 'em, or something.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
You know, Confucius say, man with hole in pocket, feel cocky all day.
That's right. What else you got coming up?
Sunday.
World War III's coming back.
Sunday.
I don't know. Like a Sunday, I'm gonna play music with some fellers that probably aren't that good at playing anyways. I don't know.
Yeah?
You
Just
don't,
don't kill me. Just kidding.
How many people are you
Who's
bringing
the
there?
drummer here? Who's the drummer? Who plays the drums? Hey,
Well,
we have a couple people.
One
have
of them's
drummer?
working the cameras right now, and then we got Alan from the Gas Band, and he's an absolute beast.
I
So.
saw a guy come out of the corner. That guy looks like
Yeah.
he played the drums.
He's like,
Yeah.
drums? What?
Drums are
What'd you
tough.
say? I'm ready.
Drums are one of those things you either got
Me.
it or you don't. I've been trying to learn,
Yeah.
man. It's just
I
like,
can play, but I can't play
Yeah.
because I got to run equipment.
yeah.
Right, that's right. I forgot you're a good drummer too.
Right.
So
You got some pretty acoustics on the wall, though.
Got
Like
a
that
couple
one with
of them. It's
Abalone.
not all of them. It's just a few of them. I got
I feel like
2 or
the
3
scenery,
more.
my scenery has changed. Those aren't the same
Yeah,
guitars I normally
I
look
completely switched the whole wall.
I got a buddy
If you
just
guys
painted
noticed.
a guitar for me. I'm gonna bring that show you guys
Oh,
on Sunday.
yeah.
I haven't even picked it up yet, but it's really cool. It
at. I
turned
saw
out really cool. Yeah.
a picture of that before the show, and it looks amazing. It looks
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm
So.
gonna bring that show you
Who's
guys.
your buddy?
Sunday.
You
Mid
wanna-
says our
His name
grandparents
is Jason
were
Rakich.
gangsters.
He does like a bunch of murals out in the Worcester area and stuff. He's really talented guy.
the
So
gang.
if you need any murals or anything done, he's good.
Yeah.
Good man for that. I actually brought him out. He was gonna paint that guitar while I was
But, yeah,
playing
I
the
think
show at the
I
little
talked
festival.
over his name. What'd you say his name is?
Jason Rakich.
Jason Rakic.
Yeah.
Slovak. or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I seen Antonio's Pizzeria and Abortion Clinic where loss is our sauce.
Hey-o.
Hey-o!
On that note, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Send me the link to this. Like,
Absolutely. We sure will.
I mean, like, is it live right now?
yeah.
Yeah, we're
We're
live.
live.
I'll show it right now.
All right, let's do this live here.
And
Let's see.
for the very first time ever, our guest walks off the stage.
He's out
No,
of here.
not really. We had
I'm
the girl
out.
that was sitting in this chair that
Huh?
I'm out! I had enough!
Oh, that's right.
Remember
Oh,
the girl?
That's
Yeah.
right. She did. She was the first, wasn't
Not
she?
so lucky.
She did for real, for real, for
Yes.
real.
I sent it to you and I sent it to Kayla too. Why not, right?
Yeah, I'll just.
I sent it to
That
Trish.
would be cool. Who's big? Oh, that's you, big.
Maybe
man.
my great aunt will want to check us out.
Yeah. There. Send it to Murphy. Why not?
So what's new down at Gattuso's?
Mid says our grandparents were gangsters.
Gangsters.
What's new down there?
Octavio.
Motherfuckers ain't coming down and buying nothing. That's what's new down at Gattuso's. Get your asses down there and buy some shit. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Donate. I know.
And
quarter.
listen, they
Quarter short.
They accept. Oh wow. Accept. They accept tips. And when it's Tom, you don't have to give him just the tip. Give him
Get the whole thing.
Yeah. Give him the whole thing.
You don't even gotta spit. My ass is big as a Folgers coffee can. Shut.
Oh, he's so into penal this one. It's probably because of that great big
You just gotta
hemorrhoid.
push the hemorrhoid off.
He's got to
to the
move that
side.
hemorrhoid. It's not a clit.
About the size of a grape.
It's not a clitoris. It's a hemorrhoid.
It's like the equivalent of having a stud on their tongue. But,
Right.
Yeah.
I should get it pierced.
Right.
Go how they. Hey, will you pierce my hemorrhoid, please?
Why does that guy keep smelling his fingers?
Pierce your hemorrhoid? Is that
Yeah.
it?
Probably nowadays that wouldn't be the first.
All right.
That's a good episode name.
Pierce the hemorrhoid. Yeah.
Sir, you're gonna feel a little tension.
I think that because of all the piercings you've had is why you have a hemorrhoid. Oh yeah. Did you ever run through a cornfield naked backwards or anything?
No,
like
I
that?
never tried none of
I
that.
was wondering. So yeah.
I've ran through a cornfield though.
Yeah, me too.
Get your eyes all cut up and shit.
Oh, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got chased by a Bigfoot
Weren't you on Children of the
Chased by
Corn?
the cops.
with a big foot.
I've actually never seen that. I've heard much about it my whole life, and I heard enough to know to stay far away from it.
Yeah, Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
He's
You know, look,
Malachi over there.
The markings on that guitar right there look like a sinister chicken to looking at me right now. Well, that's the eyes and that's the beak. You know what I'm saying at the bottom of that card.
Nice. The LSD is kicking in now.
Yeah. What's in the coffee?
So let me tell you about the mushroom coffee.
I'll talk about this chicken.
You know, we smoke mushrooms
That's
around
right.
here.
That's right. Smoke them
We
mushrooms.
smoke mushrooms.
Portobellos.
That
You
was
know,
the
I was feeling
rumor.
warm inside.
The rumor
And the
was
chickens
that,
came out of the guitars and started playing.
Oh yeah,
That's what happens.
You
at
guys
the
don't
media
see
farm.
that?
yeah, we see it as far
Alright,
as you
cool.
know.
All right. Well,
The rumor was that we smoke
I see
mushrooms.
a butterfly.
Yeah.
dude,
A light.
you ever been kidnapped by aliens?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us. Do tell.
Well, I mean, see, I don't know. So, half an ounce of mushrooms was involved with that, so I don't know. It makes me wonder if, like,
Do you-
most of these things, mushrooms are involved, or if it was just my experience, mushrooms were involved. But it was very real. It was just as real as sitting here with you gentlemen.
Yep.
Well,
Depends
we're
on the
aliens,
individual.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Was you on mushrooms when you was abducted?
See, that's the thing. I was. So that's the credibility. That's why I don't run around claiming to be an abducted.
See, yeah, you can't.
But at the same time,
Ed
it
got
felt so
abducted.
real that makes me think
Yeah,
maybe
you're going to inner space when you do those things,
what I'm
and that's where
saying.
all that stuff is on different vibrations
That's what I'm
anyway.
thinking,
So who
man.
knows?
That's what I'm thinking, man. So I don't know. I don't talk too much about it. I also saw fairies once.
They have
before.
boots?
Twice, actually.
No, this was when you were in San Francisco, or
No,
no?
no, yeah, there too. No,
They do wear
actually,
boots, you know.
There's this place called the Pololu Valley on the Big Island of Hawaii. You know,
And you gotta
I
believe
went
them.
there, and the first time we were there, saw fairies. We were tripping that time. But
Tripping on what?
we went on mushrooms.
Psilocybin.
Yeah, like a big mushroom juice kind of deal. It was actually December 21st, 2012. We
And
thought
where
the
was
world
you?
was going to end, and so we went out to the
Nice.
wilderness and drank this thing.
What wilderness?
Pololu Valley on the Big Island. It's like this,
During the equinox.
one of the most beautiful places in the world. But there was fairies there. But here's where it gets weird. About 3 years later, I went back
it
there
got
with my
weird an
friend
hour ago.
and his.
Keep going.
I went back there with my friend, with his friend. Yeah, my friend and his parents, who his father was a judge on court TV and his mother was a lawyer for Halliburton.
Oh,
And
wow.
we were
Oh.
sober as a whistle. We
Damn.
saw the same fairies.
Wow.
They
They-
saw the same fairies.
We saw them together.
Did they have like pink and green hair and shit?
No, it was more like
Oh,
they were more like
Dragonflies?
little. They were more like little glowing, like almost like lightning bugs, but they grew like more like a bluish green color.
hear you.
And then you looked closely, they looked like they were little humanoids.
nice.
So actually,
They have hairy legs.
I didn't get that close. but I would imagine so.
Now you mentioned mushroom juice.
Yeah.
I've heard it's salty. Is that true? I've never actually tasted my mushroom. Mushroom.
This was
juice,
pretty
but,
good. This was made by like a true like live on a farm, organic farm hippie. That it was like they put all kinds of fruits and stuff in it too. And it was just like it was like a big old giant jar of greenish brownish mushroom juice.
Big old
They were, like passing around. And a couple of the girls there had hairy legs actually. Yeah, I remember.
See, I knew it.
They were
I knew
hippies,
it.
so.
Hey, Nick.
Hey Nick, that was that girl with the hairy legs. I
Well,
don't know what else is hairy on that bitch.
I like to run my fingers through that long hair.
Yeah, I tell you
Actually,
what, I'll
one of
comb
the-
it
one of
out
the
with a
girls-
hair pick.
One of the girls there ended up being on what was it? Naked
Thank
and
you, sir.
Afraid. She was on Naked and Afraid, like
Oh,
almost
really?
right after that.
No way.
Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
show.
Her name is Jacqueline. If you're, she's
Ain't
episode
no
with her.
way.
She was so we were
Yeah,
tripping.
they
She's
fell
like
beside me.
I got this. She was just about to go do that. She had already been picked to do it, and they were like right before we were doing this. And so she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there, and first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make myself some clothes, and the second thing I'm gonna do is not be afraid. And then so then I didn't hear nothing about it, how it went for years. Then several years later, we're watching whatever, and it comes on. It's like Jackie,
Yeah.
blah 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 from
She
Roy,
lasted
or-
like 2
and
days or
No,
something.
no, she made herself some clothes, and then she wasn't fucking afraid. She did.
Yeah?
She beat the whole thing. Yeah.
That's
killed
She
it.
made it all the way?
Yeah.
I watch
Nice.
those shows and I go, I don't care how
Yeah,
much
she
the
killed
prize is. Like, I am not doing that. Like,
I think she did it because of that night,
Gary,
because
you
we
gotta
got the
stop
power,
working with them
came together.
Mexicans.
We Jackie's you're gonna do it. You're not gonna be afraid.
That's brutal, man. I watched that show. That's not an
Yeah, it's
easy one to
hard.
make
I ain't
it
no
through.
way, man.
I wouldn't have taken her place.
You had me out in the woods naked.
I like comfort.
Forget
So
about
back
it.
in the day, I think I was in 5th grade or something. The teacher was doing this thing where they were like, all right, if you were on a deserted island and you could take 2 things, what would they be? You know, and people were saying things, you know, like I'll take a pineapple and my guitar or whatever, you know. And she gets to me and I'm like, "Pfft, a grocery store." And she's like, well, you can't say that. I'm like, why not? Well, it's got to be one thing. I'm like, well, a guitar is made up of strings and pickups, and you know, and so I argued back and forth. My answer was a grocery store, and she didn't like it.
Nah.
That's what I'm going with. And I used to think, because on those shows, I don't know if that's one the shows that says you can take 2 things with you or not.
I think it was one item
One
or
thing,
something
yeah.
like that.
I'd be that guy that would find the loophole. Like, I'm gonna take a I don't know, a
Are
servant.
you a loophole finder?
Yes, I find the loophole with an L. With an
I just
L.
looked up. Has we been going an
Getting there,
hour?
what's the
Yeah,
saying?
it's 56. So
Wow, man, it went quick
You got
tonight.
3 minutes.
Boy, I'll tell you what. If I don't tell you anything, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You sound like Bill Clinton.
You gotta have. It did sound like it.
I did not smoke that cigar with that woman.
Yeah.
I did not have sexual relations.
Do you know what?
I used a cigar.
You know what? You know what the favorite game in the Oval Office was when Bill Clinton was president? Swallow the leader.
Ah,
That's pretty good.
ba-doo.
Hey, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
should we
yeah.
go use the bathroom and take that little break?
Yeah,
What
that's
we
why I
do?
asked.
Oh yeah,
I
we
need
forgot
run
to tell
into
you
the-
we have like a halftime. So
Yeah,
intermission.
we do halftime since it's live. We got to use the bathroom, refill our drinks.
Sounds
Ed
good.
likes to poop.
This mushroom coffee ain't gonna
I
drink
got to suck
itself.
the hemorrhoid. So, yeah,
Church house
we,
creeper.
get back
In the
over
next
here.
half, we talk to ourselves.
Right then,
When we come back.
shall
Look, I'm taking-
return. Let me get that halftime
Well,
stuff there, Mike.
Psychedelics.
The old,
Isn't mahalo a word? Mahalo?
we'll be back, y'all.
What does that mean?
Thank you.
Good
That goes,
evening, ladies
that goes
and
back to the.
gentlemen. We shall be having a brief intermission in our feature presentation. We'd like to remind you all there are snacks and lighter refreshments at the front bar, hookers and cocaine in the back room. I know where I'll be. The second half of our program will begin momentarily, a little darker, slightly more sinister. Good times for all. Thank you and good night.
All right, boys. Yo.
Are we back?
Hey, thanks for the smoke, brother.
It was a cigarette, not a mushroom. So.
No, it was just a regular cigarette. A hand-rolled cowboy
coffee.
style.
It was a Marlboro.
Leave that for the coffee.
Welcome back to the Media Farm where we grow the hits.
Absolutely.
Nothing but
Smashing.
Nothing but the motherfucker.
Thanks for hanging out, whoever hung out and checked out Al.
Sticking around.
Alexander the Great.
Doesn't he jam or what?
He does, man.
Thanks, Dave, for setting up that guitar, too.
Minerva Music Center.
We got to get him on the chicken coop, too.
I was thinking the same thing. I'd really
I
like
thought
to
he
have him
said he
play
was
with
gonna
Alex.
come back and do
Yeah,
something.
he will. He
Yeah,
will.
I'd like to see him and Alex play together, and him and
Oh, my
anybody
gosh.
else.
Yeah.
I put out. Nobody wants to come jam. I don't know, man.
Come
It's pretty
on.
weird. I guess none of the musicians in Ohio can do what do you call it?
Improvisation?
Improvisational
I've been having the same
jams.
problem, man. I
How
can't
come
find
we just
anyone
got
to
dark
jam
all
with.
of a sudden?
Can't find
hang.
anybody
Oh,
to
he's-
jam.
Hey.
Oh, he was
yeah.
there.
That's all right.
I was like,
learning
what
how to
happened?
use
Never
the
seen it. He was
shit.
going slow with the transition.
We have a legendary drummer, Mike Wallace, back there running the camera.
William
For the
Wallace.
first time, he's doing a good job for
Doing a
his
great
first.
job.
Have to say,
Bob got fired after the first time. So.
yeah, he was
Ron.
back there sleeping.
Ron?
Bob, it's all the
yeah,
same.
They're
Yeah,
twins.
Ron, Bob.
I love
Bob
the,
and
I love
Ron.
the
Bob,
shredding
Ron.
marathon that you guys have going on. This guy's really.
It's amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's nonstop. It's a great.
Non-stop. Yeah.
He's a little low in the mix.
Alex the Great.
I
That's his son, actually.
okay.
Yeah. So all
So
the
we
greatness
have-
skipped Eddie, and it went right to Alex. So.
Seamus so rock.
He's a shredder for sure.
Seamus Orock, and
The
you
hot
guys,
seat.
do you know his cousin,
I don't.
the Irish lady that's hanging out on your porch? Patio furniture.
Oh, patio furniture.
Hey,
that one.
Hey, look here.
My lady is Haley O'Meara.
Haley
I like
O'Meara.
the O because it's like
What's he say?
oh.
You got your O face?
He says,
Oh.
"Mid, who are these cats? They from the band Sodomy Wagon." That's actually Ed's kid back there. Why don't you come over on a Wednesday, Mid, and jam out with him? I got an electric kit back there.
What's
Yeah,
up, Midio Octavio?
Do it.
Mr. Drummer.
Do it.
And if you're gonna make some
Drummer for Wicked Lester and drummer for Thunderstruck.
One of the most underrated band names of all time, I thought.
What's that?
Wicked Lester. That's a great name. Wicked Lester.
and if
They
you're gonna
stole
make
it from
some
Kiss.
spaghetti and meatballs, you better get that mid sauce.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about being in bands is making up band names.
Right?
It's,
Yeah.
it's so hard. It's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
That's the ridiculous part of it all, making up band names. I hate that part of it.
I really like the Finger Bangers, but
The Finger Bangers.
it's a guitar group.
Finger bangers. Oh, yeah, right.
I had one band that spent more time making up song names than we did making songs.
I just made up a song name out there when you were talking about you wanted to make a recording with your mom, and I was like, my dad has an album and my mom has a record.
Ah, those big
like a
old
country
boots
song.
These big old boats.
are gonna walk through you.
The said band I was speaking of, we were called Leather Jackson, and then
Leather
we broke
Jackson.
into a couple different bands, and one of them was Sweater Jackson.
Sweater
Sweater
Jackson.
Jackson.
He was in a band called Sexual Chocolate.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not really. But
Sweater Jackson wasn't as heavy as or Leather Jackson if you couldn't catch the
Yeah.
drift.
So-
yeah. All of our artwork was just pictures of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury in full leather.
See, I think the thing was mad that we wasn't sitting here.
Right.
Got,
It's
they
back.
got
look,
pissed.
this is my ID.
How dare you?
Hey, looks
And-
just
and-
like you.
And believe it or not, it's been accepted at places.
That's actually Leather Jackson right there.
Yeah.
That's Leather
is
Jackson in
Leather
his
Jackson.
embodiment.
So I got this guy
Came
name
with the
dropping.
That's a thick wallet, boy.
Seamus was name dropping outside, and we figured out who Ted Levine is now. So
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Ted Levine.
Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
They put
it rubs the lotion on its
Now
skin,
you
or
know
else
who
it
he's talking
explodes
about.
again.
It was funny because like I was saying, we didn't really know who he was, and we get to the first beach, and we're chilling, and the guy's standing, 20 feet to my side, and I'm running. I ran into one of my other buddies, whose name is actually Bon Jovi Kiki Punahele Smith, which is one of the greatest names of all time.
Some of that Diddy oil.
This guy's name again is Bon Jovi Kiki Punahele Smith. He's one of my best friends, but he's a fellow tour guide. And he comes up and he goes, who is that guy? I know that guy. What is that guy? And then this Australian couple comes up and he goes, it's putting the lotion on the skin. It's putting the lotion on the skin. Because he's had sunscreen on, yeah. And then we figured it out. And then the cat was out of the bag.
Precious.
And that's when it all came to me.
You better not hurt my dog.
I was kind, though, and I kept the secret for him throughout the rest of the day. But we did figure out when the best time for him to purchase some marijuana was.
So how did you meet? You met all these famous people on your tour thing, you were saying.
Yep.
It was like David Lee Roth out there with
funny,
like the white outfit
day.
on.
Now, was they coming and going on your tour, or you was just doing a tour and ran into them?
No, they were on my tour.
Nice.
There's a number of celebrities. And actually, at one point, I was working with a promoter out there that some of the biggest shows in Hawaii, and I got recommended by someone to do, they have having this big New Year's Eve bash to do transportation for some of the artists, and that included a famous reggae group, Morgan Heritage, and this, DJ
Take us to
Twerk
the
or
hotel,
something
Mom.
weird. And then also the headliner was a group called Far East Movement that did that Fly Like a G6 song or whatever. And
Like
so
a
I was
G6.
transporting them to everything that they were doing for the couple days they were there. And that was the first time I saw what being famous really looked like, because I didn't even know who these guys were other than I heard the song.
Right.
But they're famous Asian group, and 70% of the people in Hawaii are Asian.
Right.
And so I was taking these guys
They
to the
knew what
after
was
party,
up, huh?
and we were leaving, and there was literally a barrage of just 30 girls pounding on my Hawaii Turtle Tours van, trying to get in. I was like, this is not usual. And the sound guys let them in. Those guys are like,
Step
no, we're
on
married.
it, go!
You sure? And the sound guy's like, can we just bring one?
Yeah, so the G6 song is about a jet, a G6.
Yeah.
But I had no
Gonna
idea.
get us! Run!
I had no idea. So when I heard that song, I'm like, why are they singing about a crappy car?
Yeah.
Who cares? They were gonna make a Grand Am song, but went with G6. What? And then later, I found out it was a jet, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then who else did you meet out there while you were doing this? You were dropping some other cool names
What?
out there.
It's not a super well known, but you mentioned G6. Right before I left there, I was actually going to try to become a pilot, and I was working with a guy that was kind of taking me under his wing. We got it. We were Domino's partners, and I started playing dominoes with this guy, thinking he was just some kooky old Hawaiian guy, right? And turns out I can't really tell you exactly who he is, but he used to be a professional surfer, but he has his family connections to some very high people in the underworld or whatever, international underworld. Anyways, so this is someone that's never been told no his whole life, right? Kind of deal. And his current job was he would fly G6s and G7s from Hawaii to Dubai, and they were modded to do the whole trip on one tank of gas.
Damn.
And then he spoke multiple languages and would go garner these hotel deals and stuff, and come back and play dominoes with me.
It's crazy.
Did you lose on purpose? You're I'm not gonna beat this guy. So
It was a mix between that and also having to be good, because then he would want to play for these people for money, and not money that I have, money that they have, $10,000 the dominoes, So it's no, I'd try to show him that I was up for the chops, I had the chops to do it, because he's like, you can be a pilot if we keep winning dominoes games. Oh man, scary.
no pressure.
There was actually even a book written about the surfing world in the 1970s in Hawaii, and they refer to this guy as the guy you just don't piss off, because he's a little short guy, but he comes with, I hope he doesn't see this. So he comes with some muscle behind him.
Yeah. His previous dominoes partner lost him a game once.
Yeah, right. It's pretty much something along those lines, yeah.
So did you become a pilot?
No, nope.
That's some shit.
Yeah, yeah. Life has its way of changing. Like
Uh-huh.
I said, I was supposed to go back there after 6
Did
to 8
you even
months.
get to
but-
fly with him or anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
Flying
we
is cool.
We
I
flew
like
from.
that shit.
We had another kind of old famous surfer
Yeah, we used to
die,
run
and he
the
had
drugs.
His, funeral on the island of Kauai.
We used
and
to run the
Kauai
coke.
doesn't have really the proper airstrip to land a plane of that size. And this guy is just like, oh, whatever, you know. And so actually, without permission from the tower, he flew us over to the funeral. And it was me and him. We flew this freaking $60 million plane,
Wow.
20 minutes, 10 minutes to the island over there, and landed without permission. And they were all freaking out and stuff. And he gets out just like, oh, it's okay, you know.
Just shut up.
That's just,
But you know who I am? I fly anywhere I want to go. Get out of my way.
pretty much.
Yeah, they come flying. They come running out. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh,
it's you.
never mind. It's you. You're good.
That's right, it's me. Get away from your airplane.
Ew.
I've got cocaine to deliver.
It was one of those things where, like, at first it started off as like, oh, I'm just being nice and giving this guy company, and then it was like, oh, I have something to gain from this man, and then it was like, oh shit, I got in too close to this person, and I need to get away from them.
Wow.
Seriously, probably should not be talking about it on a podcast.
When were you doing the scuba diving?
Oh, we didn't
thing?
mention no names. So.
He's putting the hit. He's putting the hit in on you now.
Yeah, when it was a while, I was worried about it, but scuba diving. I started scuba diving.
Just don't show any of your tattoos.
Yeah,
Right.
I never got any, so
Well, there
I'm
you go.
that tattoo guy.
Don't tell them that.
So
Right.
I figure.
Yeah, but you showed me 6 tattoos. Oh, you were just saying you don't have any tattoos. I get it. I get it.
I
Yeah.
never thought it had anything that I thought would be cool enough that I would want to think it
Same.
was still cool later. or
Forever,
something, you know?
right.
Same. I don't
And,
have any either.
Yeah,
I don't
never
either.
got one.
I was
And
good
you
at
ride a
one.
Harley, so that's pretty rare.
I
Yeah.
come up with the
That's
same
you might be one of
conclusion.
4 Harley riders that doesn't
Right.
have tattoos.
Well, also the gangsters that I was around when I was a kid said you'd be identified if you were ever out on
Right.
a run. So, like, you don't see a tattoo on Al Capone. You know what I mean? Like, so those kind of guys were like, don't get tattoos because of you know,
Identify.
right.
Or to drop a little hint with that, the gangsters that I'm referring to have lots of tattoos. If that rings any bells.
Yeah.
Let's start here. They stop here. If you know what that is, then you know. If not, then you don't know. But
That's all right.
yeah.
Talking about
Anyways, he
it.
was asking about scuba diving. Have you guys ever tried doing that? It's really
No,
really fun.
that's
I think
why I asked.
I think you particularly would really like it. It's a very unique
There's
experience.
Dennis. He says
Dennis.
Dubai and Hawaii are very nice if you have money.
Oh yeah, exactly. If
Dennis
it's
has been there many times.
Nothing to do without money.
He's probably been
Yeah.
a couple places.
It's like New York City. That's what's so great about the country is the one place in the world where like you don't have to have money to just really enjoy everything it has to offer.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just anywhere in the country,
Oh,
like
sure.
in the
In the United States, you're
just
saying?
in the country,
Like
like away
the
from cities.
countryside,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Like rural.
yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
oh.
Like out in
I
the
was
wilderness,
completely
you know, we're all
lost.
equal out in the wilderness, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Like
what-
today, like riding the Harley through
Yeah, exactly.
the scenic valleys.
I mean, dude, all the people want to move to places like New York City and stuff. It's like, what are you gonna do in New York other than pay money to go
Lots
have a
of
drink
money.
here and pay money to go do this? One thing I liked about Hawaii, I lived in the city, but we had the free things to do with the beach. Like, I was talking about possibly going to Steamboat Springs. You know how much a lift ticket at a ski resort is nowadays? It's insane. It's like every
No.
time you want to go, it's like $100.
Now, Will,
Whereas surfing's free, you know. Going to look at waves on the beach, it's free.
now
You know.
being a broke ass honky as I am, there's no way I'd want to live in New York or nothing like that.
No.
'Cause I've been there and it was a cool place to visit. But if I had money, I mean, I had fun in New York, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. Same with Vegas. And I guess if you have money, any major city would be
Yeah.
fun. But I don't know.
I guess my point is if you're going to pay like one of the high rents, like my thought was if I was going to pay the high rent and high cost of living, might as well go somewhere where at least the activity part is free.
And King of a Film says, so is New York City prices the same as Hawaii?
Although back to scuba diving is actually a very expensive hobby,
Yes.
but I found a way to do it cheap. It's a funny story actually. Had just moved to Hawaii. I'd only been there a couple months, and one of the things I wanted to do going out there was scuba diving. I was obsessed with the underwater stuff. I had my whole room as a kid doused out in whales and everything. I used to go to when they had a SeaWorld up in Cleveland. You know, I was homeschooled. My mom would take me up there. I love that shit. So I wanted to try that really bad, and didn't really know how to go about it. And we're at Costco one day, and one of our roommates was moving out. Me and my buddy were talking about how our roommate's moving out. And this guy's like, "Hey, I just overheard that your roommate's moving out. My name is Matt Zimmerman. I own Island Divers right here, and we're having a new dive instructor coming to town. He's looking for a place to stay." And that guy didn't end up moving in, but he became a good friend of mine. And he's like, "Oh, so I was like, "I want to learn how to dive." And he said, "Yeah, we have this volunteer program, and so you fill tanks for 4 hours a week, and you get unlimited diving." And so that's how I got into it. And then they hire out of that program a lot of times, and then I did it off and on for a long time. I was going the dive career route until one day I went to go work on the dive boat one morning, really hungover, and I was what they call hooking up a mooring ball, which is like at commercial dive sites. You have these big blocks that have like a chain or a rope that you tie the boat off to, right? They're like parking spots. And so to do that, somebody just jump in the water, find it, and then they're like, "Hey, throw it to me," throw it, dive down, but hook it up. And you don't use tanks for that because you're only diving down 15, 20 feet. And so I'm all hungover, and I jump off there thinking it's just a regular day. The guy throws me the thing. I go down, dive down, and I hook it up. And as I hook it up, I look down and I realize that my leg is caught in the thing, and then it pulls tight on my leg.
Oh, wow.
And, I was like ripped around down there like a rag doll, and like went through, literally saw my whole life flash before my eyes.
no,
And,
you did.
like my future if I wasn't gonna die kind of thing, and like and just crying out for Jesus because that's how I was raised. I was like, and all that stuff. It was just really what I felt like it went on for a really long time. And then just as I was losing consciousness, what seemed like an angel came down and moved me out of the way, but it was really just the guy that had thrown me the line that took way too long to realize I hadn't come up.
Yeah.
And he finally signaled to the boat captain to pull the boat up and get a little slack in the line. But I was like looking for a dive knife, didn't have a dive knife, didn't have a tank.
Man.
My fingertips are probably like 3 or 4 feet from the water surface. I mean, it was just so traumatic.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I'm sorry.
that's rough.
I was like,
Yeah.
maybe diving's more of a hobby.
Did you see Jim Morrison or like Indians or anything happening?
Man, I saw it all. Man, it was like I saw from the
They say
point of my
drowning is a
conception
peaceful
to the
death.
point of my death, and then it was like, oh, I've dreamt this moment my whole life, and it's like it honestly felt like people talk about jumping timelines. Have you ever heard that?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just did it.
I think that's what happened in a sense, because it seemed like it was like, oh yeah, they didn't know this was how you die, but then it was like, this is what your life would
Oh,
be like
wow.
if you didn't die. And believe it or not, this is gonna sound a little weird, but a lot of the things that have happened since then have been like deja vu to that experience. So maybe I did see my alternate future.
Or maybe you
reality.
did jump timelines.
Yeah, who knows?
Because they say that it takes something traumatic to throw you off of your comfortable little path sometimes.
I
Yeah.
drowned in Florida, so
Yeah.
I did when I was a kid. So
That's scary,
I
man.
faded out, and then I woke up.
Dennis
puking
says,
salt
"Stay
on-
calm, keep your head." Easy to say when you're not down there drowning.
Who's the king of GA film? Is that one of yours?
I don't know who that is.
But he said there's 20 things to do in New York for a penny or less.
I don't know.
Probably
I
like
shared it, so.
kick homeless people.
I was
if
gonna
you
say
want.
harass the crackheads.
But yeah. So I'd say that was probably not the best full-time job, but I
Right.
got into something basically next best thing. I was working at a smoke shop trying to learn how to blow glass on my buddy's smoke shop, and a couple guys walked in. I mentioned one guy, Bon Jovi, Keiki Puna, Haley Smith, and Clifford Paradise, best tour guide names ever.
Right.
And they walk in to buy like a chillum, and within 10 minutes they're like, "Hey, we're tour guides. You want to be a tour guide?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I joined, and at the time they were making like, it was something like we did the tour, and if you didn't make at least $120 and like tips and like kickbacks from stores, they would pay you the rest of it. So it was like, it wasn't that much money. You're making $600 a week working full time. But then in the time period from then to when I left, we had kicked that up until a much more lucrative position, and then we each had our own private tour company that we would do with our own personal vans.
Right.
And I got
Sweet.
to a position of general manager, operations manager for a company called Hawaii Turtle Tours, which had 50 employees or so and would send anywhere between 20 and several hundred people out a day, and had a pretty good run. So I made a pretty good name for myself in that industry, and I'd like to go back to that eventually, but then you know.
You can do that here.
Well, yeah.
Taking people through the hood.
So when I came here, I actually had a little bit of an existential crisis because I was like, oh God, I spent my whole 20s trying to, like, learning how to do things, or 20s and early 30s learning how to do things and specialize in things that I can't do here. So I didn't know what to do. And so I was like, oh, should I try? I just got to go back there. But then I'm like, that's moving backwards, you know?
That's
as much as
right.
I would love to do it, I don't want to just work hard just to get to where I was instead of going somewhere. And that's when I decided to go full on with the music and give it a shot and go from just being the ukulele guy to trying to be like, you know, some
Make it
music guy.
manifest.
Yeah, so it all started with I was sitting on my mom and dad's, because we were staying with my mom and dad for a little bit when we first moved here. I was sitting on their front porch playing my ukulele, and it did for just several hours as the sun was coming up, and there was all these birds in the tree right there chirping. And I didn't even listen to those recordings for a few weeks. And I finally listened to them, and I was like, oh, these are really beautiful. And I call it Music for the Birds. It's a 5-piece on my YouTube page, which is the link to is on here. It's the oldest stuff I have on there, but some seriously peaceful stuff if you want to ever get real peaceful with the Music
You
for
can
Birds.
shout out any of
Right.
your social media stuff
Yeah.
now. So what do you got? You got a website?
I'm Seamus Orock. I mean, I got Seamus Orock. I got TikTok, Instagram. I got YouTube. You know, a buddy of mine. He was actually Hawaii's Musician of the Year in 2012. Really great guy, Donovan Yo. If you ever see this, Donovan, I love you. But Donovan advised me when I was about to do the full on, like, oh, I'm gonna be on Spotify and everything else. He's like, you know, maybe sit back on that, and because some of those sites like give you one shot basically when you release that. If you don't like have a bunch of people listening, then they bury you.
Right.
If you have the steam when you first release, then they blow you up.
Right.
So he said, you want to stick to just pick something and put everything on there. So I just went with YouTube. I'm not sure it was the best choice, but I'm almost certain it was the worst choice, actually. But I've been between 90 and 100 subscribers for forever. But
What you played out there sounded really awesome. So
I got a ton of music on there.
how many instruments do you play? You're multilingual. How
Probably
many do you
20.
play? Do you
I
know?
don't know. A lot.
20.
Play the piano?
I play piano.
Play the cello?
Play the cello.
How about the violin?
A little bit of violin, mandolin, banjo, guitar, bass guitar. I play
Piano?
a little bit of drums, but drums is tough, man. Drums are tough. But yeah, I play whatever I get my hands on, man. I love it. Trying new obscure instruments. I'd love to get me a hurdy-gurdy one of these days.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Get a little hurdy-gurdy action.
The hurdy-gurdy, man.
They're hard to find, though.
Yeah,
You gotta
they
have
are.
some money if you want one of them.
Yeah, I'd like to get a mountain dulcimer. That's why I like going into Catuzzo's, man. Because you guys have, it's not just like this year's line of guitars.
Right.
It's like, it's some
It's
obscure
always something
stuff.
different, man.
Yeah, I got my eyes on a lap steel you guys have in there. One of these days I'd like to grab it, but when I got the money. But yeah, that's a great store. I always enjoy going in there when I got a few minutes in the area to go in, because you guys are always very inviting too. I know.
Right.
I hate to name drop, but I went to.
Yeah,
I was hanging
right.
out. I went to
The
Music
other
Farm.
store?
I went to Music Farm the other day, and I was just there for like maybe an hour and a half. I was waiting for my girl to get off work, and the guys that work there are really cool, but the owner's kind of. I don't know.
Not so much.
The guy, this is my experience. So the guy that painted my guitar used to work for him, and they first opened up their store out in Wayne County, and he had some not so awesome stories to tell about him or whatever. But then I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to base anything on what someone else says. But then I'm there, and I'm just playing instruments, doing my thing. I come in there from time to time. I got a good rapport with the guys. But the one guy had to come over and be like, man, I'm sorry. The owner says you've been here too long, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what is a brick-and-mortar music store for?
Right.
It's not for coming and playing a few music. I mean, come on, man. I bought a baritone ukulele and a guitar here and a couple straps, and I'm here buying the pegs for an acoustic guitar right now. Like, mind you, they're only $1.50 a piece, but still,
But-
I feel like
Right.
that buys me the right to hang out and play a couple instruments. Man.
Maybe you didn't like your music.
I mean, maybe, man. I think it was more of like, he kind of pegged me for some kind of bum or something. It was just, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I've gotten pegged for a bum a lot in my life.
Oh.
You know, so-
2 hours, why you no leave?
You here
Yeah,
too long.
exactly.
You go now.
Why don't buy $1,000 piano?
Yeah, right.
Like, I just want to play it. It sounds cool. One day I would like to buy it.
I just actually, some guy was in today and said that he was in there not too long ago, and he goes, "Man, that place is just so uninviting."
That's a real, yeah, exactly. Which
And-
sucks because the employees
Right.
are good guys.
Now I know, damn, what's his name? Tall blonde dude, the guitar player that's in. Oh my God, dude. New Wave Nation. I can't think of his damn name. That's sad, because
I don't know his name.
him and the singer.
It's that short-term memory problem from all
Yeah,
the
man.
smoke.
Smoking mushrooms.
Your head's full
I
of
ain't had none. That's the problem.
hophead.
Mushroom coffee.
But anyway, yeah, them guys.
Yeah, no, anyways, I don't want to hate on the store or anything. But
Nah.
it's just trying to example like the different types of music stores there are, and it's
Uh-huh.
just sad because it's like brick and mortar music stores are it's tough
They're
business these
disappearing
days.
like all the
The
other brick
only,
and mortars.
honestly, the only two I like is Gattuso's and Johnny's out in Massillon. Everybody else can.
And Minerva Music.
You know what I got from Gattuso's though? I got the Bajo Sexto, man. Remember the Bajo Sexto?
Mm-hmm.
I went in there and I was like, "What is up with that 12 string?" And the owner comes out. He's like, "Oh, that's not a 12 string. That's a Bajo Sexto." And I'm like, "A Bajo what?" If someone doesn't know what a Bajo Sexto is, it's like a 12-string guitar,
Sexto.
except
But it's the low.
Yeah, exactly. The
Oh, yeah.
additional strings are a lower octave, like a bass, instead of a higher octave, and
Wow.
it's this giant thing because it's got to be super reinforced for all the extra tension and stuff, and it's like a mariachi instrument. But like back in the early days of mariachi and like music, when like it was first being adopted from like Germany, where it comes out of, to like Mexico style, the Bajo Sexto player would be responsible for both the bass line and the melody, right? So I think it's like that boom, doo, boom, boom, doo, right? And then then as time went on, they started incorporating like real bass players, and so the Bajo Sexto turned into a 10-string instrument instead of a 12-string instrument, which is actually the Bajo Quinto, but in a lot of cases they still called them Bajo Sextos because it's a better name than Bajo
So
Yeah,
Quinto.
you did come in and buy that, huh?
Oh yeah, I got that.
I
Bajo
sold that
Sexto.
to you because what was weird about that
haggled
is
him.
actually like 2 weeks before you come in, this Mexican guy came in and he had one. It was just like it, but it was in bad shape. It was almost not playable.
Right.
And he was thinking about buying that, and he was, I'll be back. And you came in and was like, shit, let me
Now
get
he's
this.
gonna come back pissed off.
If I recall, Rick gave you a good price on that
Oh
too.
yeah, $100.
Yeah.
And I think I like no
It'd been
no
sitting there
tax
for
or
a
anything.
while.
I came in
and
there
he
with
was
like
you know
$100
what?
even.
Get it out of here.
Yeah, no, that was really cool. That was my first experience with you guys, so that's why I really like to
on.
come back and stuff. So yeah, I appreciate Gattuso's. Anyone that's in Canton, Ohio, looking for a good store to come to, it's Gattuso's. They might not have exactly what you want, but they have something that will
But
make
they
you
got
happy.
Tom. That's
They
pretty
got
close,
me in
so,
there, yeah.
Yeah.
But just like I said, that sometimes you'll come in there for 2 weeks and nothing will change, and then you'll come in and we'll have 3 different guitars or a drum set or something. Because people, I get calls every day. Do you guys buy instruments? Why, yes, we do.
We do.
Another thing that was really cool coming into your place actually was I don't know if you remember this, but I came in one day looking for a speaker cable because my idiot self had just learned that speaker cables and instrument cables are two
They're
different
different,
things, and I
right.
was running this huge sound system with instrument cables, right? So I go in there and I realized that they're like $30-$40 a piece, right? And I couldn't afford that. You guys had a bunch of them bunched up in the corner, right? And I asked how much for that big bunch of cables. $20. You guys sold me. I think it was 4 instrument cables. A couple of them were 50 feet long.
Nice.
Wow.
And I was just like, wow, that was such a blessing.
You're gonna get him in trouble.
No,
Back
it was,
off.
I think it was his boss that gave
Right,
me. It
right.
was that guy gave me the deal.
Yeah.
So that's
That
what I'm
guy.
saying.
What's that guy's name, Tom?
Who's that, Rick?
Rick.
Rick Gattuso.
Yeah, that was just really cool. I mean, those are the kind of people that I want to support.
Hi,
because it's
Marcella.
Yeah, that between that and the Bajo Sexto thing, you got a lifer customer out of me for
nice.
sure. So those cables would have.
With a last name like Gattuso, how would you not have a music store?
Right.
Right? I mean, it's just like Gattuso. I
It's
think
not
that's
Mafia Ran. It's not what you're
as
thinking.
far as you know.
Yeah.
They are
the second-
Italians, though, and
the
they
second
will
they
break
said
your
Bajo
legs if you don't
Sexto.
pay on your layaway.
Right.
Second
do you
he said
read
Bajo
music?
Sexto, I was in.
Do you read music?
You know, I could read music back in the day for like cello and stuff, and I can kind of understand it, but I can't like directly like look
Read
at a
it
piece
and
of
play
music
it.
and play it on guitar or nothing.
I'm the same way. I'd be like, oh, that's
Yeah.
an A, D, that's a G, and oh man, what's that rest mean? Damn it.
Yeah, I've always found playing by ear is a lot easier. Like, I can understand like how piano translates really well to like playing music, but man, piano for me is the most play by ear one of them all. Like, you know, because personally, I don't know. I'm not that great at piano though.
How great are you at the cello?
Man, I've been actually looking for a cello. If anybody comes across a good cello, it's been ages since I've had a cello, so I can't claim to be a great cello player. I'm pretty sure I could still pick it up because I was fairly good at back in the day, but I haven't had access to one in a really long time. I do have violins, but
That's what I picked in the school
I don't know if we got any
orchestra.
cellos. We got violas
I
and
don't think you do.
violins.
I've looked, but if you get one to come in, let me know.
I had second
We got a
thoughts,
couple
though.
stand-up basses.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
so,
I would love to get one of those.
those are
ones, dude. Those
badass.
are really cool.
I
they're
think
expensive.
the big one in the corner that's by all the guitars. This guy was in there looking at it the other day, him and his wife, and I want to say Rick was going to sell it for $800.
Oh yeah.
And then he's got one in his office, and it's like,
Yeah,
I think it was, I don't know, 1,200,
Yeah.
1,500,
yeah,
something
they're
like 1,800.
expensive. Those type of instruments. Like same thing. Like I'd love to have a bassoon, but you know, good luck getting a bassoon for under a couple grand. You know, which
I've
in the
had the buffoon just left.
yeah, right. You've had a baboon
No.
or something, but not a bassoon.
So, you know, I watched Elvis Presley's band, and the bass player's like got the stand-up bass, and he's spinning it around. So the lady from our school orchestra comes around, and I'm like, I want to play the cello,
I'll play the buffoon.
which is what I think I'm gonna do, you know.
Right.
So then I realized, you know, I was a walker,
buffoon.
and I lived like miles away from the
Oh,
school.
wait, the cello.
So I'm carrying this cello,
Baba
like,
buffoon.
yeah, that would suck.
That's fun.
So that didn't last very long.
Wait, can I just keep it here?
Yeah. Plus, it was just. What are you doing over there, class clowns?
Oh,
You know, I
that's
got a
awesome.
Church
Got the
organ in my
green
living
thing.
room, and the church organ that I have, it featured like a percussion box deal. Where it pulls out this little box, and it's got like these little buttons where you can play like the snare or the bass drum or whatever. But then you can also set them to like play when you play the pedals or the different things. So my dream is to make like an all hip hop album where I do the whole beat thing with just that one organ. Now I don't think I'll ever be good enough to like play it all at the same time, but you know, like do the track of the drums.
Yeah.
You know,
My
and then do
kid
the
makes
track of the-
beats, man. He's badass.
Wow, somebody
Really?
said that we got a cute
Yeah.
guest on
A lot
tonight.
of what I do.
That was him that said
Oh
that.
yeah. Hey, Trish Hobbs.
What's up, Trish? I was wondering who that is. He just took my phone,
from-
so I can't read this shit.
She's a rock and roller. She's from Jacksonville and Alabama, and
Nice.
they akin to the Van Zants actually. So,
What's up,
yeah.
Trish?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in
You know.
and hanging out.
She's a good woman, nice lady. What are you doing? back there?
There's my chat back.
Thank you.
Huh?
My Uber driver was outside early.
Oh,
Like your Uber drivers there.
okay.
Uber.
It paused my live
So,
shit.
I'm pretty
there.
sure that's my fiance logged in under my YouTube.
Trish says, "Hello,
Because I don't
sweet
remember
people.
posting that.
Hello, sweet people."
What kind of stuff did you play on the cello? That was the other thing I wanted to ask you. Was it classical music or?
Yeah,
were
it
you-
was pretty much what the school wanted us to play for the most part. During my cello days, I wasn't really writing my own stuff yet. That came shortly there afterwards. But I would love to, like I said, I would love to get my hands on a cello. I saw one on Facebook Marketplace for like a couple $100 the other day.
I just love the way they sound.
Yeah, they're great.
Didn't
And I think I could
everybody-
really do some cool. I would love to get an electric cello. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We can get one and put a pickup in there. I can customize it.
Yeah,
Play some of your
yeah, that'd be
rhythmics.
cool.
Like I customize the documents.
Doesn't everybody in orchestra learn the same song? I don't know what it's called. But it's like.
Do you guys ever? Do you guys play
Sound
synthesizers
like
much?
romper room. I don't know what,
I don't know what it was, but oh, you know, I have many kids.
or maybe it
and,
was Captain Kangaroo. I don't know. It was one of those.
They play the same song at all the band concerts.
This Sunday, I'm gonna have to bring something to show you. I've been getting into synthesizers the last couple of years, and there's this guy that I think I briefly told you earlier. There's just a randomly guy gave me a bunch of music equipment when I went to go get a mixer, and he didn't even have the mixer, but he gave me like $2,000 worth of like random chords and synthesizers and stuff. Anyways, one of the things he gave me was a baby doll. It's a baby doll.
Haunted?
It's
Bunch of pins in it.
we call it Voodoo Baby, literally, is what we call it. And it's got like a
knew it.
necklace on it, and its eyes flash to the tempo red.
Nice.
It's got a necklace
and it's got four
with a
knobs
Ouija
on it.
board pin it.
It's hooked up to a 9-volt battery, and it actually takes the waves from the 9-volt battery. It's got your volume knob, your tempo knob, and 3 oscillators, and you just twist it and hook it up to different effects and stuff, and hit it, and you get your
Wow.
You know, this is this wild-looking thing.
Is Voodoo Baby going to be here Sunday?
I'll definitely bring Voodoo Baby.
Sunday.
This guy's, of course, like, I don't care if you get rid of any of this stuff, just don't get rid of this. So I'm like, all right, I'm keeping that.
Can you play Voodoo
It's
Child
attached
then?
to you.
On the Voodoo Baby? No, the Voodoo Baby makes play stuff that was like,
Standing next to a mountain.
if you don't put any effects on it, it's like very horrible
Down with
sounding.
that hand.
But no, it's pretty cool. You can get some cool stuff. But there's another. I just most recently I got this one synthesizer actually from him that I was like, it's supposed to be like a really cool one. It's a Hydra synth or whatever. But it
Poke
was like,
your eye out.
I was like,
It's weird because it's the same eyeball, but
oh yeah, mine's green like mine.
That's evil eye
I got
protection.
my eye on you.
Yeah. Anyone that doesn't have it, you're not in the secret club.
Right, you're not one of us.
Are you one of us?
It's the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
There's no such thing. You watch too much internet.
Too much internet.
No, man.
Banana oil.
Hydra synth is supposed to be, super cool. But like, if you're not like a sound designer, like with tons of years experience, it was a really difficult thing to wrap your head around with no synthesis experience. So I got a Micro Freak. I don't know if you know Arteria Micro Freak. Arteria Micro Freak is the coolest beginner.
That was
Anyone
Rick
that wants to-
James's little brother. He was a super freak, and then there was a micro freak.
Yeah, and then they have the Mini Freak. If you want to take a step up. No, but that thing is cool. If anyone that hears this that wants to get into synthesizers and doesn't know where to start, I highly recommend buying
Get him with
Arteria Micro Freak.
A what?
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Him and Jimmy together
Oh,
might
yeah,
do something
yeah.
really cool.
That thing's really cool.
Because he's really into that stuff too, heavy.
My
That's
kid's
good
got some
opening
crazy synths. He's got them, the little cards you put. He's got the real deal.
You over there going like that? What are you doing over there?
Oh, that's
Tune
awesome,
into
man.
Tokyo.
Actually, do you have any idea what this is?
This looks familiar.
I'm turning on the bathwater and just checking the temperature to see if it's good or not. That's what that is. So.
Gary says, "Howdy, what
There's a
did you leave
creepy
us
guy
or
in the back of
something?
the bar there.
Like you're back now?"
I buy you a drink.
Trish Hobbs. Oh, look, there's KK. What's up, kid? She says, hi, Dad.
Is that your kid?
What's up,
Yeah.
Kayla?
Oh, what's up?
That's the first one. That's the original.
Boom,
She's the alpha.
boom,
The
Kayla.
boom.
The first
You
one
not
of
say hi to
many.
me,
This
kid?
guy's
Yeah, you don't see. Well, she might now. We're on a little delay, so. Trish Hobbs from South Alabama, the heart of Dixie.
We all like to talk about our conspiracies and stuff we're into, and we love Bigfoot and UFOs and all that. What are you watching? What's your junk food that you watch on the internet?
Well, I'm under the impression now that it's all true. So,
Yeah.
it's all true. The Earth's flat and it's hollow, and Bigfoot is my neighbor. And it's
Elvis
it's all
drives his
true. If
car.
you, I'm at the position if you can't prove otherwise, then it's true. Because why would anyone lie?
money, 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 money.
I don't know.
Thank you, Kayla.
To impress a
I think
girl.
we all don't know what's going on here, and everyone that thinks that they know what's going on is a crock.
That's right.
So it's all much weirder than we could wrap our heads around.
Who's Jake?
And that people, especially, just kind of cling on to onto ideals, and that goes for like fundamental beliefs as well as like conspiracy
That's right.
stuff. And it's like, I think by clinging too hard onto something, you're missing out on everything else, basically. So I try to stay pretty open.
I like your answer
but at the
outside.
same time,
You're kind of a spiritual
9/11
guy.
was definitely an inside job. So
What was?
I said at the same time, it's pretty obvious 9/11 was an inside job. So.
All right.
Ooh.
Some things are fundamental truths.
Absolutely.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're here for entertainment purposes only.
Only. This is all just
It's bullshit.
bullshit. Grade A bullshit over here.
Did you
We're
hear that the
selling banana
aliens are here,
oil.
though? Did you hear that the aliens have arrived?
They've been here.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, it's
I synced of
everyone's,
them.
everyone's admitting it now. They're here.
Right.
That's pretty
You
wild.
know, we
so what
were
do you think
talking
that,
about that a while back. Imagine how many people in the last, 50 years plus has been locked up in mental institutions for saying they seen some shit. And now
Right.
all of a sudden, oh, well, the shit's real.
Yeah, the general the other day is like, yeah, by the way, you know, I'm tired of keeping it secret. Yeah, this is we're doing this.
But the big thing is they're lying about it because they want more money. They're saying that all these, we don't know what's going on and they're a threat to our airspace and blah, blah, blah. And we need more money and we need a space force and we need this and we need that. We need more money. We need more money. More
Money.
So what it boils down to is they're full of shit.
mucho dinero.
But yeah, I lost my thought. With all that nonsense. But yeah, you know, they've been locking people up. Now all of a sudden they're real. Oh, what I was saying is they're saying that they want all this money because, you know, they're a threat. If they was a threat, you know, there's rocks out there that's got aliens on them that these suckers was carving into rocks
Right.
a long time
They've
ago.
been out here 1,000, 2,000.
If they was going to
3,000
come here
years.
and do something, they've already done it.
But now they're
or,
a threat.
you know what I mean? Like,
Or what if they've
there's
been
no threat.
manipulating everything from the beginning?
Yeah,
Right. They're either already infiltrated or they're not a threat at all.
I wonder
What?
how many.
Because they're you know, this whole thing where they're going to come down and take over is bullshit.
They already
Because either
did.
they already have or that's never going to happen.
What if their lifespan is like 150,000
It could
years?
be. Well, how do we know?
250,000 years, and you just get
I've
to
always
live
heard
Even
that
if
about
their
the,
lifespan isn't that, their culture could have been around 150,000 years.
Sure. Why not?
Even if they don't live, even if they only live like we do 100 years, that don't mean their planet and their culture and their whatever hasn't been around.
If you live
for-
100 years, I'll kiss your ass.
Shit, I ain't living no 100 years.
Have you heard that there might be like just time traveling
Yes,
humans
that's
from the
a theory.
future?
Yeah.
Or like, you know,
Also, I've heard that the Greys, when the flood happened, they went underground and they've been underground all
Yeah.
this time, and that's why they don't have no hair and their eyes are big
yeah,
and they're
that-
small now because they're not in the sun. Blah blah blah. I've also heard that the Greys are androids. They're not even. They're just biologics, is what they call them.
the Greys
I'm a
are what
black
that's definitely what I saw when I got kidnapped for aliens.
You saw the
they were
Greys? Yeah.
That's to the T, yeah. Which makes it especially home with all the
They
shit
always
that's,
say they're the little Greys. There's a bunch of them, and then there's a big one that usually is calling the shots. So
I only remember them being little
there's
ones.
that Dr. Greer, and he says that he's got factual information that he knows the company in Silicon Valley that makes those sons of bitches. And
Really?
it's our
Really?
government. All this abduction shit is our government doing it. It ain't like these aliens.
I thought Stephen Greer was
And in an interview,
pro-alien. Like he was talking about Stephen Greer
Disclosure.
did that, really?
yeah, disclosure.
Disclosure.
is his, and he does that.
Disclosure, what you can handle.
Yeah, that, and he's got
Yeah.
that something 5C, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, CL whatever 5.
They're different density beings, is what they are. They're
Right.
vibrating different than we are.
Yeah.
I think that the truth is going to end up being a big twist, you know? And then I'm looking forward to that.
Energy never ends.
hope
They're
we
just
actually
vibrating at a different frequency
Right.
than we are. You don't see microwaves, but they cook your food just fine.
Yeah.
You don't see sound waves, but sound waves can do some shit to you.
That's right.
Right.
Do you think
They
it,
got weapons with sound now.
That's
Sure
right.
do.
I like to think that they're
How
here to
you-
stop World War III, stop nuclear war,
One-
make sure nothing like that. Because a lot of people say that they first started coming around after the
As
nukes
soon
were
as we
dropped
drop
and
them,
stuff,
that's
so-
well, they've been
they're
around, but
just-
that's when
well,
they
sure,
really
but they-
started going like, whoa.
So if that's the case, then wouldn't it make
Which-
sense that they would make themselves known right before?
Well, here I watched the
something like that
thing,
could
and
happen?
this lady says this, that they're not actually from outer space. They're from here.
Inner space.
Yeah.
They're in not even inner space. They're from the Earth.
The planet.
Yeah.
And that's why, because
Well,
she
space
was
is
like, think about
fake.
it. If they're 100,000 light years away, why would they give a shit if we're dropping bombs on our planet? But if they
Right,
live here
exactly.
in the ground or in the hollow Earth or whatever you want to call it,
Exactly.
well, then they would definitely not want
Exactly.
you, destroying the planet with nuclear fallout and all that we've done.
Yeah,
So
but
that
there's-
kind of makes
what's
sense.
the difference between like fallen angels and aliens?
Well, who's to
Angels
say
and
there is a
aliens.
difference? I mean, I think this is all just kind of like little tidbits of like the same stuff that's turning into all these different. It's like when the same story gets turned into a bunch of different religions, or the same story gets found in a bunch of different cultures or mythology or whatever. It's like it's
The
those could be
Epic
them,
of
Zeus and all
Gilgamesh.
them, the mythological, Anunnaki, whatever it is. They're probably all coming from the same whatever
They
it
are.
is, whether it's fallen angels, whether it's aliens, whether it's
It
creatures
all
from
goes
our own
back to
planet.
source.
Whether exactly.
How do you trust people that just now figured out there were bodies under the heads on Easter Island?
I know, isn't that wild?
True? I've
Yeah,
seen that,
yeah,
like,
they go
that is
real
true?
deep.
Okay. I've seen
Like
things about
nobody
that.
thought to check before, like, oh, there's
You know
just
why
these
they-
big giant heads.
Why-
I didn't know if that
Why
was
is
like
there only
clickbait. I've
heads
seen that
there?
a few times.
The mud flood. That's why there's only heads sitting there.
And that stuff's
Yeah.
weird too. The whole like possibility of a lot of the buildings being really like
Oh, yeah.
old and just being like founded.
Mm-hmm.
And been
There's a lot
tripping
of
out on that
holes
lot.
in the stories that they've
Mm.
told you since you were a kid and
All
media.
lies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if they
Our
lie about
history
certain
is a
things.
complete lie.
Why wouldn't
Everything.
they lie about even space being really? It's who knows, man.
The moon
It's-
landing.
it's all real, or it's
Fake.
none of it's real either way.
See,
Like,
I was kind of thinking that too, and then there's something else I just seen the other day, and they was talking about the thousands of people that were in on all that. If that was fake, out of all them 300,000 people that worked on that project, somebody would have leaked.
How would it take 300,000 people?
I don't know, because all the shit that they do.
We could do it here.
It was
Like,
a
you.
astronomical number of people
what
that worked
project
on
is
it.
this? What are you doing?
Huh?
the
What
moon
project are you
landing.
doing? Oh, the moon landing?
Yeah,
Oh,
all,
moon
the
landing
whole
is fake,
NASA
for
thing.
sure.
I mean,
Moon
they
landing-
could have had that many people to launch a rocket, but they weren't in on the actual production of the
Moon
moon.
landing
Well,
seems like a big joke. I
Right,
mean-
the guy's got a scuba tank and he's up there
Yeah.
for hours.
It
like-
wasn't a joke. It was the arms race. Whoever
Yeah,
gets to the
exactly.
moon wins.
Sure,
Right.
sure. It wasn't
Right,
a
but
joke
it's
at the
not
time, but I mean,
real.
it's a joke looking back at it now.
When you
It's
watch
like,
the
come on,
video,
really?
it's like,
Look up the video of Stanley Kubrick where he admits that
yeah,
he did it.
exactly.
He's
I've seen
drinking
that.
whiskey while he's doing
They
it too.
made a TV show about that. I forget what it's called, but
Yeah.
it was basically the main character Stanley Kubrick making the whole thing.
So,
They've been
Tom, you
saying
get
it
what
for
I'm saying?
years,
They could
but he
be
admitted it on
two
video.
things going on at once. You have all these people that think they're working on a project, so that makes it legitimized, and they're like, "Shh, don't tell anybody about this project," right? And they do launch a vessel, but then separately, there's a few people that
Right.
are actually doing the production. One
Right.
of which is apparently
Making the
Stanley
movie.
Kubrick, right?
Don't
Right.
build a boat. Convince them that they need a boat.
Mid said, "This is all a dream."
Yeah.
A living room.
Kayla's talking about Jake. Hey, Jake. Say
From
hi to Jake.
Allstate.
That's what my mama calls me sometimes.
Ah, there you go.
I feel sad. We're coming down to the end.
Oh yeah.
It was the most
It's
that was
the
the most
end.
common boy's name in
Mario.
America the year I was born. So I thought Seamus Orock's lot sounded a lot cooler.
Absolutely. Believe me, I mean, look at me. I always say my stage name is no less fake than my birth name. So, yeah.
But I don't know, because there's people that say that they can see some of the shit that they left on the moon with a telescope. So
I mean, there's people that say that they can see a door and all kinds of stuff.
You can
like
also
that.
well,
see
yeah.
the
I mean,
cheese on
I
the
personally
telescope.
haven't looked to the moon with a telescope or one of them bad things, so I can't.
cheese.
And they say they put them reflectors on there that they can point the laser at to tell us that the moon's moving
see
away
that,
from the
uh,
Earth 2 inches every year.
NASA paid
So they
Nikon
say.
to stop making that camera. They had the super zoom camera that you
Yeah.
like zoom right up on the moon and zoom
Right, and they're
up
like,
on-
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
They paid him not to make it, to completely discontinue an exorbitant amount of money to not make that camera.
Yeah,
anymore.
don't make that anymore. We don't
It
want
was
you to
right
see
before
what's
the
up there.
eclipse this last year. It's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
What's he saying there? This has got this stupid heart.
They did Apollo 1. Wife of deceased leaked Reed Moon Man. Oh, okay. The wife of the deceased person leaked in Reed Moon Man by Bart Sibrel.
Sibrel.
Words are
Bart Sibrel.
Bart Sibrel.
Mr. Bart.
He is French.
Mr. Bart, you have evidence.
We call it the hard hour on Sunday on the Chicken Coop Live. Are you going to do the whole hour?
Oh yeah, you
got
got me.
hour.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he said it.
Don't get carried away. I mean, I'll do a solo.
Don't get
for
27
an hour.
minutes in and be like,
I'm
oh
inspired
shit.
by
Hey,
the
what
guy
time is it?
Playing in the background here, man. There's
It's
nonstop
58.
3-hour solos, killer.
What are we? 10 o'clock? It's 10:01. So you got some questions for this young rock and roller over here? Eddie.
So what? When we play on Sunday, are we doing like a improv jam? 'Cause that's
Whatever
kinda
you
where I'm
want to
going.
do.
Yeah,
it's
it's
your
on
show.
you.
Okay.
It's your hour.
Cool.
Bring whoever you want and whatever you want.
Okay. Cool.
You got big end of show question?
I only
might
asked
bring
the
Blue
one
Baby.
that's a reflection question, but he's been around. He's kind of a world traveler, international man of mystery. So you're 33. What would you tell that 20-year-old you that thought he knew everything but didn't really know shit?
I would tell him exactly what you just said. You don't know anything. You don't know shit, and you never probably you'll learn a lot in your life, and you'll still not know what's going on at all. So
And whatever you
stop
do,
being in such a hurry.
don't scuba
and,
dive.
Don't burn bridges that shouldn't be burnt. Don't do so many drugs, but enjoy some,
Smoke some mushrooms.
and be kind.
When the captain
And
throws
start making
the-
music sooner. I think, I've been playing music the whole time, but I wasn't recording music. And it's just an amount of music I've been able to record in the last couple of years. I feel like if I'd been doing that so long ago, especially with when I was in Hawaii and I had a lot of connections in the area, I could have been
Right.
playing all kinds of shows and doing all kinds of stuff. And I
Yeah.
I was busy doing what I was doing, but I wasn't that busy. You know what I mean?
Right.
What really always gets me is people that tell you that they're too busy to hang out, or they're too busy to do this, or they're busy. It's like, yeah, you're busy. People are busy with work and everything else, but that's also a choice. I mean, everyone can have. There's also, you find free time for something, you
Right.
know,
Right.
whatever that's that show you like to watch or whatever it
If
is.
the Grim Reaper
And-
stood behind you and said, tomorrow if you don't do X, you would find a way to do whatever that thing
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think people let themselves use "I'm busy" as a cop out.
Yes, and they use the future as a cop-out, too.
Yeah.
I'll do it next week, or I'll
Yeah.
do it next month,
Right.
or it's where dreams go to die.
I'm not gonna lie, moving back to here, hometown is in a lot of ways has been really cool. I've gotten to have an adult relationship with my parents
Crazy.
and stuff is cool, but in a lot of ways it's been kind of disappointing
numbers.
because, I had a lot of people that I thought of as good friends that
Wow.
back in the day would have been really stoked that I have a house full of really cool instruments and stuff, and then they're
Let's
just
jam.
too busy, to even have a jam once a year
man.
or once a month, and it's just at what point is that just no? I don't care,
Right.
And if that's the case, just come out and say it.
That's really when it
my
starts.
feelings
Right.
don't get hurt. My feelings are only hurt by keeping the idea that someone is important and they're going to come back at some point when.
Right.
And
Yeah.
really, it's easier just to be like, I don't really give a shit about you anymore. Sweet. Take you off the fucking list of people that I'm supposed to care about. It makes room for others, as opposed to.
That's right.
People just kind of being like, yeah, and then they see you and they're like, oh man, we were such good friends back in the day, and blah blah blah. And you're like, yeah, I've lived back here for
We're gonna
almost
get
2
that
years. I don't know.
You better bring a
People
roll
are
of quarters
disappointing.
Sunday.
They're very disappointing. You're right. I like you. You're a doer, kid. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
I like it.
And don't forget, kids, whoever's out there right now and whoever watches this when it's over after we get to do live, that he will be back here Sunday to do some live performance. And don't forget, if you need one of our T-shirts, get a hold of me, get a hold of Otto. We got them $15. Please get us some shirts, man. We trying to move from peanut butter to ham, man. Come
They're
on.
high quality too. Portland company.
You got to
We're not
ask
gonna
him your
choose
last
one.
question.
Yeah. Question. Question. Question.
What
What?
what's in your top dresser drawer?
That's a weird question.
Just kidding. That's not the real question. The real question is, if you was a woman, I would have let you finish it, but when you started to say weird shit, I had to cut you off. No.
I had a girl say tartar sauce.
Pretty boring, actually.
Tartar sauce. The question is, if you could have dinner with anybody in the whole world at any time period, at any place other than Jesus, who would it be and where would it be at?
That's a no-brainer for me. It's emotional. I would like to have dinner with my grandfather again.
Nice. Good answer.
Anyway.
Awesome.
Why? Besides the obvious.
He was just an important person to me. And I miss him a lot.
And where would you have the dinner?
Probably, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Anything. Maybe probably breakfast somewhere, like breakfast.
Yeah, they
Or
serve
breakfast.
they serve breakfast at the landing strip. That'd be a good place.
We used to ski a lot together. Maybe in a lodge somewhere.
You're a skier.
I used to be. I mean,
Snowboard?
yeah, I used to be. Like I said, last time I was in Colorado a couple years ago and tried to get back at it, and the snow is less forgiving than the water. That's for sure.
And I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show that Gattuso's has a big old box in there, Toys for Tots. So if you can, man, bring something down and donate. Because last year we had zero.
Oh, I got
Nobody
you.
gave us
Toys, man.
nothing, man.
We'll
the year
definitely get
before,
some-
I guess they crushed it, but last year,
We'll get
I
some
mean, I
toys
know
this year,
times
man.
is tough and all that, but man, come on.
Come on,
A
these
little
kids need
something,
a Christmas.
A little something,
We'll get some
something. We got a
toys.
box down there, so come on down with a little something, something. Help us fill that box up, man.
Fill the box.
I got
Right down
an
there.
Elmo on my desk that's going to that cause right there.
Yep. You know, like I said, I even have to look. 1300 Market Avenue, right beside the subway.
What else you got? Yeah, you got any other impactful
That's about
questions?
it. That's it, man.
That's
I
about
think.
it, man. Thank you, Seamus. Orock.
I know I gave a kind of a lame answer. What's the most unique answer you ever heard from that question? Just out of curiosity, because I thought about.
Man,
giving
we've
some
had a
bullshit,
bunch
but
of them,
I
you know.
It was all like.
Ray
like,
Liotta was a good one. Ray Liotta was a good one. I liked when I forget who picked him, but Ray Liotta.
I like the Apostle Paul. I thought that was a pretty deep
I
one,
wasn't a
too,
fan of the
so.
Apostle Paul.
I
man.
said
think
Cleopatra
He kind of took
myself.
Christianity in the wrong direction, man. Jesus
Yeah.
was
A lot
more
of
of like
people say that.
was like a hippie mystic type of guy, you know, kind of like a enlightened yogi type. And,
That's right.
You know,
Talked
Apostle
about that
Paul
in your life.
Kinda is the, let's build brick and mortar churches and do exactly what Jesus said not to do, kind of thing. So
That argument stands. It holds water.
So Jesus was the Word of God, and Paul was religion. That's what you're saying.
from what I could see, yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So. But then again, I'm no expert on. I was just.
Theologian.
You know, this music in the background is still Al, just jamming back there, just
yeah, it's
jamming
crazy.
away.
It's
Yeah.
really.
He should be in the
doing a good job.
Guinness Book of World Records for like the
Yeah.
longest solo.
And
or
he's a guy,
something.
there's a guy. He's a redheaded guy like me, and he goes by Fun Guy. What is it? Fun Guy Rap
Fun
or
Guy.
something. But he wears like a mushroom hat, and like he's a
Nice.
rapper, and it broke the record for longest straight rap. It was like 4 straight days or something. And this guy's like Guinness Book World Records, like still in the slap. I don't know. Just doing it. And the
Doing
toes
his
and my
thing.
shows and flows. And he's all tired, trying to like save his energy. Like
I ain't had sleep because I'm standing on my feet
the longest freestyle ever, and he's so fucking funny.
out in the street,
Did it
man.
again. You're gonna get those quarters. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight.
Yep.
Thank you, Seamus. Orock.
We'd never tell you to like, share, and subscribe, but do it. 'Cause
Do
we
it.
need
Yeah.
Sunday.
See you
All right,
there.
everybody.
Mr. Rock's coming back.
Until Sunday or next Wednesday, tell everybody, get us some more subscribers,
Yes.
That's the other thing.
buy some shirts.
Another thing with the whole people being somewhat disappointing. This is what I don't get. People don't realize why everyone has to ask for like, subscribe. They shouldn't have to do that. If you are related to someone or even know someone or give two
You should
shits about
hook it
them,
right up.
and it should be nothing. Everyone has a Gmail account. It's a free thing to do. Everyone should be subscribing to their friends
Show
and
some
families
support,
and
man.
anything that they do
I do.
like. because it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't hurt anything, but it goes a long way to help people out. Every content provider should not have to beg for it.
And you should borrow people's phones and
that's a
subscribe
fundamental
them
flaw
too.
in our society.
You know what,
People
though?
think they have to be so cool that by subscribing to something, they then like are giving up some type of their coolness or some type of their own something, and it's bullshit.
I gotta
And
say,
everyone
I'm bad
needs to
at it
start
myself,
supporting
so.
their people. And I'm
Do it.
It's crazy.
I used to watch YouTube stuff and never would like or subscribe until I got this, and
And
I
now-
was like, oh, I
do it
get
as a
it now.
rule. I do it as a rule. I don't even watch the shit mostly. When I see my friends, boom, boom, oh, and I know
He
the
just
page,
admitted
I go
he
back,
doesn't
and
watch his
I like
friends'
all
stuff,
the old
so.
ones.
And everybody
You know
that's
what?
been
I
on
don't
our
care if people
show, if
watch
they
my
got a
video
channel,
stuff,
I've
but show
subscribed.
support. You know,
That's it.
you don't
For
even
sure.
you can even like make it so it doesn't nothing pops up. You don't get a
Right, you
notification
get
or
the
anything.
notifications, but
And it just amazes me. Like it goes back to people being disappointed. It's like the small little things that you can do to make the world a better place, and it might seem small, but it's just a matter of just being kind, and that's really shouldn't be so hard to do, people.
It comes
Jesus would
back
like
to
and
you.
subscribe, so yeah.
It comes
He
back
would.
to ya.
I dream of a world where content creators don't have to beg to be subscribed, because I never wanted to be like, hey, like my page, hey, subscribe.
That's
it
right.
sucks. No one wants to be
Right.
that guy,
Right.
but you have
that's
to.
why we
be.
always say not.
You have to be, and then guess what? Most of them still won't do it because
We'll
they're a
tell
bunch
you,
of
we'll
fucking
never tell you to like
self-righteous
it.
douchebags. The world's full of a bunch of self-righteous douchebags.
Time to wrap it up.
That was a damn good show. Show's over.
Brought to
See
you by
ya.
a self-righteous douchebag.
See you guys. Have a good one. Hey, Mikey, hit that stop stream back there, and we'll give you a big thanks out to Mike for running our stuff back there. Mike Wallace, we'll see you guys. Peace out. Hit that there stop stream, and we're done. Out.
Thanks for having me,
Bye-bye.
gents.
Yes.